Podcasting live from across the United States, this is the Multitapped Podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 33 of the Multitapped Podcast, the NES Mini Mega episode. As everybody knows, the NES Mini Classic is coming out soon on the 11th, so that's 2 days from now. So tonight we're going to be diving into it. If it's worth your money, if the games are any good, we'll be going one by one, shit posting on old NES games. It'll be a good time.
All the games are bad. Spoiler alert.
Preview, burn it. Okay,
after you played it for 10 minutes, yes. Okay, go.
Yes. Anyways, tonight I will be joined by Mr. J. Dubious.
Hello.
Mr. Rewind Mike.
Hello, everybody.
Luscious T, the dream himself.
Catchphrase!
And then Mr. Nico, the wee guy. That's a good face. Well played, sir. Very nice. First off, just to cover it, because I wanted to go into it a little bit more. For those of you who don't know, like I said, it comes out on the 11th, so 2 days. It costs $60 and comes with 30 games. We will be going over each one of those games, but I think it's worth noting that it is, $2 a game at that rate. That's what you're paying, not counting tax, you know what I mean? Which, once we get into the prices of some of these things, is worth noting, just because if you were to tally all of this shit up, going retail, it would cost you about $447. So, did a little math there. That's a pretty good, vast improvement if you don't really care about not having a physical copy. You know what I mean? But
well, even if you went virtual console, it'd be $150.
Really? Yeah,
it's
actually,
nice too because the interface on it is super fucking gorgeous looking, man.
Also, the controllers work with the Wii U, yeah, which is
yes,
another plus for me. I know that that's a big point of argument in Multitapped about whether the Wii U is garbage or not, but I'm one of the people who I actually really do like my Wii U. I get a decent amount out of it. Yeah, I like it.
What the hell? Who's...
Dude, I know a lot of people Multitapped who hate that fucking thing, and I think there's a reasonable argument to be made. People are allowed to have opinions. I'm not here to knock people on their opinions, but I like my Wii U. So the fact that if I get one, I can use the controllers with it is pretty cool. I dig that, you know what I mean? Shit, the original reason I bought my Wii U was just so I could play Earthbound without having to buy a hard copy. I mean, it ended up being in vain because I bought a hard copy anyways, and Luke, don't worry, you don't need to get your fucking box. We've seen it like 3 episodes. It burns every time.
I was thinking you were going to talk about a hard copy, man, but...
But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the first game, which, if I'm not mistaken, is motherfucking Balloon Fight, right? So actually, one of the games I'm familiar with, it's that shit, it's Joust. It's Nintendo Joust, you know what I mean?
Except almost, pretty much.
Balloon guys.
I'd argue that it's better than Joust.
Really?
In my opinion, it is.
Well, what makes you say that? I'm curious.
Joust sucks and Balloon Fight's good. No, I don't know.
No points. You just like it more. That's just
I like the never-ending mode, which is super cool in it, where you have to dodge the stars or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's sweet. Actually, I really got into Balloon Fight because of the Caltron 6-in-1 has a rip-off of it on it. That was the game that got me into it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's called Adam and Eve.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say it's like Joust, though.
Well, how so? They play. It's like the same physics. It's the same style of gameplay.
But with Joust, it's just the way it's played. You can't charge straight at somebody because they could kind of potentially get you too.
Well, for me, I think the big thing, and keep in mind, this is somebody who is wildly unqualified to have any sort of discussion about anything on the NES. For me, personally speaking, the difference is that when I think of Joust, I think of it more horizontal, where Balloon Fight, I think of vertically. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I was gonna say some of the screens are a little bit bigger. I was definitely gonna say that too. So
it's one of those things where when I play it, I have to think of it a little differently because Joust, you just fucking fly straight at him, dude. You're on an ostrich. Who gives a shit? But Balloon Fight, you gotta come down at an angle, and you're sitting there flapping your arms. Oh no, it's good. Like I said, I'm not somebody who's super exposed with the NES library, but surprisingly, I know and have played most of these games fairly extensively, and I do like Balloon Fight.
What do you call it? Wes actually just did the review of Balloon Fight, and what's the other one called for the Game Boy, Nico?
Balloon Boy?
Balloon Boy?
I remember that there was a sequel. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Balloon Kid. Something
Balloon
like that.
Kid, yeah. No,
Yeah,
Balloon
that's-
Kid's from Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, Balloon Boy's
Ah,
from Five
shit.
Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, Balloon Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
You
I was like,
wouldn't
fuck
know.
with me.
He's traveled from time to get pizza. That's
I
sketch.
think with Balloon Fight, after doing the NES Chronology series, I would argue that Balloon Fight is a top 5 black box game.
Yeah, but
I mean, the
correct me
Black
if I'm
Box
wrong.
games are pretty simplistic in themselves.
Yeah, most of them
so-
aren't very good, but
Yeah, I was gonna say if I remember your Black Label series, it was that they all just fucking sucked. You're like,
Well, I mean, that's what he said.
it's a game.
Yeah.
It beeps and
Yeah.
boops. Like,
He's clearly wrong on many of those.
Yes, but that's not what we're here for. Pro wrestling.
I also do
And
think it's
Wrecking
worth
Crew.
noting that loose, it's priced at about $19. I don't know about you guys. I don't think that's a $20 game. I'm not saying it's bad. The game's awesome, but I think I would be much more inclined to pay $2 as opposed to fucking
What?
19.
No, I would
That's a
pay
recent
upwards of
increase,
like
though.
$10 for it easily.
The recent increase because of the death of the guy, Satoru Iwata. That
Well,
was-
I guess that makes
let's
sense.
get real. Fucking gaming in a whole is just collecting is just ridiculous now. Like I'm legit waiting for like Contra to go to like $60 at this point.
Mhm.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I
It
would- I
is
would-
because people aren't selling their shit; they're just holding.
you
on
know,
to it.
me and
So
Nico
it's
were
not
talking
like
to one of the vendors at PRGE, and he actually thinks that this year the bubble's breaking.
there is no bubble though.
I would
There
agree
is
with
no.
that. Oh, there's a
There's
bubble.
no
dude.
bubble.
If someone like me who has money and is not buying anything anymore because it's getting too expensive, that's pretty telling. Like I'm thinking of getting an EverDrive now, where a year ago I was like, "That's the devil." So,
What? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Is this
Dude,
really
he will not
happening?
even emulate, like he won't even emulate just to try a game out and see what it's like. He'd rather
Nope.
just spend the cash,
What's the
$200
fun?
on
where's the fun,
Chippendales
man?
too.
You
How's there
damn
no
right.
fun? Like, anyway, we're not here to have an emulation conversation.
I
Even though
imagine
technically this is emulation at its
At
core.
some point, we will get into it just because that's honestly one of the big points is if you're willing to pay that much for a hard copy. And, like, admittingly, I've just never super been into the NES, so paying almost $20 for, fucking black box Balloon Fight. And this is loose, too. It's not even in box. Like, it just, that doesn't, that
Well,
doesn't seem like it's going to
that's
happen.
also price charting. You can get it for a lot cheaper than that.
I know,
Yeah,
but I mean, it is worth mentioning I am going straight retail, just because for all intents and purposes, we'll just because this is aimed at the non-NES collector. You know what I mean? This is aimed at somebody who wants to play the games but isn't going to invest the time into it. So you'd have to imagine if those person went and got the carts, it would be retail. It's not like they necessarily know a guy or anything like that.
Like Luke.
No, Luke's just a man who knows what he wants, and I admire that in him.
That's right.
But Balloon Fight,
Shut
good
up.
game. Probably not worth $19. That sounds like the verdict, yeah?
Yeah,
Not worth
Not
$10 at the most.
Great
I'd say.
game, but like 10 at most.
Yeah.
10.
Next
yeah,
one.
that's what I say too. $10.
Another in the B category, another game that is pretty dang fun in my opinion, Bubble Bobble.
Greatest game. It's one of my
Greatest
favorite games on the Nintendo. And the first time I actually played Bubble Bobble was like at like a sister's like friend's house, which was fucking crazy. And the most memorable part about it, I'm pretty sure everybody will agree with me, was the starting sequence where it tells you what happens, and then the bubbles take you down into the stage, and the music kicks on, and you're just
Blim,
like,
blim, 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 blim.
You're just like it don't matter. You're smiled ear to ear. It doesn't matter what fucking mood you're in, man. Like it just is like a super like imaginative, like really like wondrous like type music, and like I don't know, man. It's Bubble Bobble is like one of those games. It's really good to play with a friend too. Like,
Oh no, I agree. It's one of the
super
cards.
fun, man.
It's one of the
It's
cards
really
I'm-
annoying though towards the later parts where you actually have to like spit the bubbles and then like jump off of them to like get like
Those
out of
those
the
those
trap.
like after you pass level 80, it gets really hard. That final boss on
Yeah,
level 99 is so hard.
Seriously. And also the endings, like if you don't collect like all the letters and shit like that, you don't get the actual ending. So like there's a ton of replay there. There's a ton of replay there.
It's actually
Yeah.
it's one of the few games I can say me and my mom actually beat together.
I can't say that about any game with my fucking parents, dude. They were not into video games. They're like, you fucking go outside. Get out of here.
My mom dabbles.
My mom
She's
was
more
like,
of
you
a-
go outside so that she can sit there and play Mario 3.
I was about to say, my mom's more of a, she's like really into the Zelda series.
Mhm. We've had this conversation. Your mom's a badass when it comes to Zelda. She does not give a fuck. But no, Bubble Bobbles, I mean, it's really iconic too, you know what I mean? Like, you see those fucking dinosaurs and like, you know, a fucking game. You know what I mean? See, it's one of those it's price charted loose at around $18, and I feel like for the quality of the game, I wouldn't want to pay $18.
I'm surprised it's not
obviously.
more, to be honest. Like, I bought it in the 90s and paid $25 for it.
It's been around that price for a while because when I had a ton of money fucking floating around, I'd always buy lots. And like, people, believe it or not, actually have a lot of like doubles of that game. So like, I was sitting on a ridiculous amount of copies of Bubble Bobble, and I was selling them for like $15 a pop. So like, that's around the price that it's been for quite some time. So that game really hasn't gone up very much, if anything at all.
Little off topic, but that happened to me with Ocarina of Time for N64.
Yep.
Like, I checked the other day, and all of a sudden I had like 6 fucking copies. I was like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean?
I call all my friends like, hey, you need a copy? Hey, you need a copy?
It was weird as everyone does. I don't know. With that, I digress. There's nothing
Gold
to do.
or gray versions?
Gray. I've got one. I've
Gray.
got one collector's complete in box, one gray complete in box, and then like 2 more loose because I sold a couple before BlizzCon. But yeah, Bubble Bobble, I feel like at $18 is one of those games that because of the quality of the game, like it's more than I would want to pay for it, but you're not getting ripped off. It's like there's a fucking game there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
It's
a
good
lot.
shit.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's not 30 to 40 for Bubble Bobble.
It's
at this
not
point.
though. Like I said,
I
man,
guess
I
it's
was
common.
getting-
I guess it's
I
more
was-
common than I thought. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. I was sitting on a stack.
I
of that
remember
game, dude.
back in the 90s.
Never played it.
Back in the 90s, I was looking for it, and you know, back in the day, all you could do is just call up every game store in town looking for games, and it was really hard to like get a copy of Bubble Bobble. At least in Denver, it was in the 90s.
Probably because everybody was playing it.
Yeah.
You've never played it, Luke? You
No,
damn.
not worth 18 to me for that. That's
You don't even know what the fucking game is. Oh, like, I give it an 8 out of 10, but it's not worth it because that's my rating score.
I've never played it. I don't know if it's worth the money, so it means it's not worth the money. Shit.
Well, you guys
make
are saying
Luke
that
play
you didn't wanna
Nintendo
pay
again.
that much money for it. So for me, as someone who's never played it, hearing that makes me.
Well,
think,
I don't want to pay that much money for it just because with old NES shit, with the exception of the insane stuff that I would never go for. Anyways, I have a hard time justifying more than like $10 for those games just because, not to sound like a dick, most of them don't have a ton of game there. You know what I mean? Like
I have a harder time justifying paying more for a common than more for a rare.
Common, rare, uncommon, ultra
What's
rare,
the difference?
foil. What the fuck are we talking about? Magic cards? Like,
Oh, Kaladesh has been dope, but let's not even get into magic cards. Oh god, let me put down my nerd.
Let's get into Pokemon cards instead.
Yeah, dude, multi-tap Pokemon branch. It'll be sweet. But no,
Elite-
You got those hollows, dog?
God, you don't even know. But Bubble
but you
Bobble.
would pay $200 for a copy of Chippendales too.
No, he wouldn't. Somebody else is.
Yes, he would.
That's
No,
the
he
main
would.
point.
I totally would.
No, he would. He's been trying to. I've been telling him it's not worth it. He thinks it's a rare game, so it's worth $200.
I mean,
No, don't
I paid
think
a little
I
bit.
know it is, just because you don't think it is, but you're Mr. Expert.
If I could find it for 100, I would totally buy Chippendale 2 for 100.
Well, hell yeah, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
But inflation, it's a fun thing. We can agree that Bubble Bobble's thumbs up game-wise. Glad it's on the list.
100%.
Most of us think 18 is a fair price. Luke, not so much, but I can understand it. Moving on to the next one, because this is one that I'm pretty sure we all love fondly, even though I will admit that I have barely gotten anywhere in it because I'm a filthy fucking casual, is the original Castlevania, loose priced at $19.
The game takes place inside a castle.
Who doesn't
Well,
want...
actually, it takes place outside of one and then inside of one.
And then the setting is all too familiar. No, I'm just reciting my Konami years thing.
In that glass?
It's the perfect fucking fantasy. It's all medieval, and you kill vampires. Who has a bad time? It's great. 10 out of 10. I fucking love it.
It's based off all those classic monsters we knew growing up as a kid. Like, it is.
You know, you gotta
all of
admit
it's there.
too, the whip in that game is such a cool weapon.
Yeah, the delay's really good.
I hate the delay on it. Obviously, I'm fucking used to it at this point, but it doesn't mean I still have to like it. It's literally 15 frames for the whole whip animation.
Well, you don't see that many games that like utilize whips. Like, what was it?
No,
Secret of Mana had a whip, and that was awesome in that game.
It was purposely staggered the way that it was to make the gameplay how it played. So, like, it wasn't like something that was like a flaw. They did it purposely.
Mm.
You know?
I mean,
So, like,
I like it.
now imagine being able to whip, like, imagine your whip was like 2 frames every time you did it. You'd be able to fucking whip everything with like no problem. You'd probably run through the game in a couple of minutes, like 20 minutes or something like that.
You could take out each boss almost instantly with a turbo controller.
As it was, if it was so
Or
simple.
holy water.
Imagine if the whip was as fast as Rygar's shield throw in Castlevania.
I love it.
My point is like
the whip issue. It's falling down like a rock that I think is a little bit more of an issue.
Castlevania is a really hard game for like you have like it's brutal for people that like haven't played it before. I think the jumping mechanic is pretty rough because you really have to commit to your jumps. Like,
have you had?
played it
I've
for the
had
first
people who've
time
never played a
recently this
Nintendo
year.
before play Castlevania and have a completely fucking hard time with it.
I played it for the first time this year and beat it in the same sitting. So I don't know if it's because here.
Well, you're just good at video games then.
Mike has more fodder. But no, I got used to it within seconds. It's just like a normal platformer. Just you have to get used to a few different nuances. It feels like you're a little bit more in cement than you should be, but I liked it. It was great.
Yeah, like I said, it's all done purposely to extend the gameplay. Because if you didn't get knocked back and you only flashed, it would be too easy.
well,
Running through the stage like it was nobody's business.
in a historical context too, Castlevania was leaps and bounds ahead of other games that came out that same like month area as when it did. What was it? It was early 1987, right? If I remember correctly.
It was 86, I believe.
86.
Oh, it was
That was
86,
like
yeah.
playing all the games in chronological order.
No, it was 87.
Damn.
86 was Gradius. 87 was Castlevania.
I was confused.
Jesus, so many plugs. Everybody calm down. My point is, like, as somebody who I've never beaten Castlevania, I've never beaten Ghouls and Ghosts. The reason I like those games is because they're fucking hard, but like in the best way possible.
I'd argue that Ghouls and Ghosts I don't think is nearly as...
Okay, super. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay. That being said, the slowdown saves your life. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is like Castlevania. I just love that design mechanically.
Donovan 2016.
Just because it makes you go slow, it makes you be methodical, it makes you not just because that's how you beat Mario is you just hold run and jump and scream. You know what I mean? That's it, and then eventually you hit a flagpole, game over, GG, easy.
That's not true.
But
There are
fucking
some parts later in the game where there's huge gaps and you have to like literally jump off the enemies to clear the gap.
yeah, and you just run at full speed. You fucking cut. Anyways, point being is I love games that are
Shut up,
designed to
Mike.
make you like you have to like think to play. You have to go slow and you have to be careful with the whip and all that shit. And I love it, even though I'm fucking terrible at it. And we'll probably never beat it because Medusa heads rate me. But I still really do like the game and really like the design. I think it's one of the better games on the list, in all honesty. Though, in my opinion, a lot of the games are pretty
It's a
fucking
good game.
It's a good one.
Exclude that are
And
on the list.
19 for it is actually underselling it. I see that for 25, 20 all day
That's too
long.
high, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
all
that
of
is
these.
a game that everybody owned. Everybody owned Castlevania on the Nintendo.
I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry for you. You were too busy playing games like fucking Treasure Master, probably.
Oh, hell yeah.
Have that. Don't need your freaking.
Treasure Master is actually not a bad game.
You're not always
No.
right.
Just-
about
It's just historically everybody considers Treasure Master to be a bad game.
Never played it.
I know nothing about Treasure Master, but I do know that it's not on this list. But
Oh my
Castlevania,
Gonna
Castlevania,
happen.
good game, thumbs up, solid. I'd be happy paying 19 for it if I saw it like that.
Oh.
But moving on to this is one that I'm kind of interested to get everybody's opinion on. Castlevania 2 Simon Quest.
Oh, here we
I
go.
get-
Here's the good Castlevania game.
I get
The best.
lost like a motherfucker trying to play that.
It
game.
shouldn't even be on this console. They should have put something
Shut
better.
up, Dubious.
Shut
I
up,
get
dude.
very lost playing it, so
I
I
loved it.
can't can't say if it's good or bad because
Good music.
Castlevania.
It has
It's
very good
all
music.
there. It's just the fact that they put grinding into Castlevania. But again, I didn't really have to experience that too much because I didn't play it that much because I got fucking lost. It's very confusing on where to go, and like there's a huge like amount of like misdirection and shit like that, and like even like misleading information. Like it's a fucking mess.
Yo, crouch at that wall, dog. What are you doing?
Nah.
Yeah, don't you know?
The programming is a mess. The transitions are a mess. The text is a mess.
It'd be cool if the
The
redaction was
bad
on here.
translation's a mess.
All right,
No,
all right.
no,
Brian,
hold on a second. I want to hear Luke.
Go
I want to
in.
hear Luke.
It's so in vogue to make fun of it, but I played both games back to back, day after day. So I literally was sick in January. I played Castlevania 1, I played Castlevania 2 the next day. And I probably had more fun discovering Castlevania 2 the way it was played than I did with Castlevania 1. Now, bear in mind, I've seen reviews of it. I know the secrets. I know where to kneel. I know where to take the crystals. But as far as a game on the NES that was very reminiscent of Zelda 2, game I love, we'll get into that later, it was not anything else I'd played on the NES before. And other than the freaking day-to-night transitions, which, yeah, they take a little bit of time, but that is so overblown. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
And
it's
also-
not like
But people say you have to grind in it. You don't have to grind in it. You just don't have to die. And if you know you're going to die, spend your money. Like, I found shit by just I accidentally threw the holy water, and holy crap, I just knocked a block out of this room. What the and the sense of discovery in the game was amazing. I really enjoyed
I tried.
Castlevania.
I got super lost playing it. I thought it was really tough. I walked into the first like house that you saw, like, and I don't even think I was supposed to be in there yet. Like, or was I supposed to be? I don't know.
Well, it's NES cryptic as hell. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
that's the sign of the
That's what
time.
I'm saying. So like for me to like just be able to pick it up and play it, it's not very accessible.
It's
for
it's a where do I
everybody to
go?
say that.
What do I do?
Again, I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying the stereotypical shit that we all pretty much know about the
Yeah.
game.
Well, it also
You know?
depends on your experience with it. Like, I got lucky, and I figured it out. I figured out a lot of things in it when I didn't even know, and I mean that's not typical. But it's also one of those games where back then you would try stuff like that. Like part of the fun is discovering it. Otherwise, you can beat the game in an hour, 2 hours, whatever. If you know exactly.
Another reason people say it's so cryptic is purposely to sell issues of Nintendo Power.
Well,
And
I
that was
mean,
a
it's a
big thing when it
conspiracy.
came down to Nintendo.
Well, I mean,
Was
but
a lot
it
of
was
their
made by
deeper
Konami.
games. It doesn't matter. They
But
were
is it
copycat
Konami?
of Nintendo. They're all fucking making babies together.
Did they have
Like,
Nintendo Power in Japan though?
They had Famitsu magazine, which I think is similar, but it was third party. It wasn't a first party produced magazine.
Like I don't know if they made it intentionally cryptic to sell Nintendo Power. I think Nintendo Power was just a great byproduct of the type of games that were made.
Well, and plus it was from Japan before it was.
Like I said,
years, yeah.
again, like Nico said too, it's just speculation. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past Nintendo.
But-
I wouldn't. They were very
would-
dirty, and
yeah.
they still are dirty with their tactics. Like,
I still think the game.
and that's coming
deserves
from
to
a
be-
big Nintendo fanboy. Like,
I think the game deserves to be on the console.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if they replace it with Dracula 3, I think Castlevania 3 is a better game. I would have preferred to see 3, but 2 I think deserves to be there more than other games for sure.
3 or 1?
And okay, here's something that I'm gonna echo a little
Three, I
bit
like
with
three
Luke
the
too.
most.
You would
Three
say
of all.
3 over 1?
Because
I
I
mean-
haven't beaten 3, it's a bigger challenge to me.
I don't know. One has a better difficulty than 3, which I think makes it better.
As
Yeah,
in
but
Better or
it's-
fairer?
As in it's easier? I mean,
Well, as in it's easier to
Well,
get. It's easier for
well,
the
for-
average person to get into.
yeah.
Yes. A lot more accessible.
Because the average person that plays Castlevania can get to level 3. And then basically after that it separates them in from the boys.
Yeah, but we're talking about NES games. I mean, average players a lot different now than it was when it came out.
True.
Yeah, they're a lot more coddled.
This whole classic edition is supposed to be for like the average player. So I mean, I think good choice on including the first one, and in
Well,
the
that
same
would
vein,
explain
the
why
second one.
Not 3.
The second one's definitely
Well,
gonna require.
does this
a
console
lot of
have
people to
some
look up
kind
guides.
of? Does it have like Nintendo Power that you can like foot through? Built
No,
into
but
the
they do
console?
have save state. They do have save states. And they
4
have
save
3
states,
or
yeah.
4 save states.
4
like,
save states.
it's a really nice user interface. I wish we could like
Mhm.
drop like a fucking like picture of it on screen for everybody real quick.
It looks like the rare replay
Is that-
thing.
is
where
that
each
something I
one
need
of
to
them
do
is
right
its
now?
own individual screen.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, actually, it looks like the 3DS kind of. Like,
Yeah,
have
that
you ever
one's-
did a save state on the 3DS?
No.
No.
I actually like the 3DS. I like how they do emulation on there.
Yeah, dude, it's nice, and it's nice that it's HDMI also.
Yeah. That
Just
is
to
really-
bring that up real quick, it's nice that it's HDMI. Now, I hope that it actually upscales it for those who are trying to capture off of it, or anybody who actually want to capture off of that.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Which
a
is
nice-
another thing definitely worth noting because I know that there are a lot of us who do like capturing old footage, and it would be pretty nice to just fucking plug it in. You know what I mean? That's
You-
great.
That's why
You know
I
how
just
much easier it
emulate
is to
it.
capture off HDMI than it is to capture off anything else?
I mean, I use Component, and it's like mint. So
Elgato is the same way for all of them. It's just
my Hopog has been treating me golden. So
But no, to get a little bit back on topic, I do feel like Castlevania 2 is a tricky one because I'm in the party with Luke in that while it is not a wildly intuitive game, I don't necessarily think that makes it bad. My issue is that I just don't think it. The reason I like
But
Castlevania
James
is
Nintendo
not-
Nerd said it was bad, Donovan.
Fazanadu
This is-
would have,
this
or
is-
Faxanadu would have been a
he
better
actually
replacement
loves
for
it
that.
too. That's the thing is he loves Castlevania too.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It was just one of
You
his
can
classic
love something and
episodes
say
that
it's
everyone's
bad.
seen.
It's just
like
just
Mike.
easy.
Mike's a horrible person, but I love him.
That's the thing about the nerd is nobody understands. It's most of it's just very satirical. And yeah, we all had the same problems with these games that he had. That's why we were able to attach to his character so
Mhm.
easily. Is because that was us.
Fucking
This is
turtles.
fair.
But anyway, yeah, Faxanadu would have been a better replacement for Castlevania 2, I think.
No. No one even knows
Yes.
that. Mr. Hitler.
I don't know that game, so we're not even going to talk about it. Let's move on to the next one because it fucking grosses me out when I look
And
at
at
the price.
$9, Castlevania is totally worth it.
Yeah, I'd play Castlevania 2 for $9. I think that's
Yes,
fair.
absolutely.
I think you'll get a little mileage
Like
out
they
of it,
have
and
to
I don't
pay
think
you-
it's
like they
that
have to
bad.
pay you $9 or
No, but that's the going rate. Of
Like
it
you
now.
might need a fucking walkthrough, but that doesn't necessarily make it horrible. It's like life goes on. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. But moving on to the next one. Original Donkey Kong, solid game, pretty fun. Jump some barrels, hit things with a mallet. $30
it's just-
fucking dollars loose. What the fuck is that shit?
Just the name. Just
It's
the name.
a shelf title at this point. Exactly. It's a name. It's a game people are buying just to keep on their shelf.
I knew Donkey King. He jump out
Yeah.
the barrels.
It's also because
you grab the hammer and you try to pop him in the head.
It's also because it's rare. There's Donkey Kong Classics.
No.
which is
Rare.
Rare.
Slalom is rare.
Not. It's just. It's not as common. People are charging
No,
more for
what are you talking about? Black label versus the orange label?
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I've
that's
seen
why-
plenty of Donkey Kongs. I don't
They
know why
should.
it's that much.
It's hard.
No, it's
to-
like the
there's-
original
It's
Donkey
a
Kong.
name. It's a shelf title. It's a name and it's a shelf title. That's it.
I mean, do you guys think it should be included? Do you think this is
Yes.
worthy? Of
It's
Absolutely.
It has a historical significance.
That
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah,
That,
that's
I,
the-
that,
that's the
I
exact
think that,
reason
that's
why.
what I don't like. It's
That
this,
is
this isn't a
Nintendo.
game.
that's like
Hold
their
on, let
first
Luke talk.
known game.
It's an arcade game. It's not an NES game.
As
I want
No, it's a
iconic-
bad NES port.
as a game
want
though,
iconic-
I don't find Donkey Kong very fun. I really like Donkey Kong 3, but Donkey
Yeah,
Kong
but-
I don't really like at all, to tell you the truth.
I love Donkey Kong.
It just seems it's lazy to put this on it. People are gonna expect it. Oh shit.
Lost
It's-
it for a second.
I mean, it's just them exercising that game. That's just like, hey, remember Nintendo?
It's just-
We had Donkey Kong.
Filler for Nintendo because
Yeah,
I mean,
have the
they
license
even
out
got
there.
it on the Famicom one also. The Famicom Mini
I know,
also
it's-
had Donkey
This
Kong.
is me. Just I don't like Donkey Kong. And
I don't either.
I understand, but I don't. I think they definitely didn't need two. I can tell you that much. They didn't need Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr.
These boys need St. Pepsi in their life.
I think Donkey Kong Jr. is a superior game to Donkey Kong, though.
I was actually going to say, I
Yeah.
think the same thing. It's got more complex mechanics. There's more game to play.
It's a little better.
However,
I'm not
I think
Kong-
Donkey Kong 3 is the one that they should have not had either of these Donkey Kongs. They should have had Donkey Kong 3.
I not many people know that game though.
I would say
But it's-
Donkey Jr. and Donkey Kong
as
3.
as a game, though, I think it's like, especially from the 1980 through 1985 era, I think Donkey Kong 3 is one of the most solid arcade titles from that.
Okay, but hold on. I actually do agree with Luke on this. It's not necessarily that it's a good game. It's that it's fucking... And, I mean, Mike was saying it, too, by it's a shelf title. It's that it's fucking recognizable. This is the NES Mini Classic. These are the classic games. Like, these games are well-known enough that I have fucking played them. So that, you know, speaks for the games. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily that Donkey Kong is the best Donkey Kong. It's that everybody fucking knows Donkey Kong. It's like a classic Donkey Kong
It's
game, you know
marketable.
what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot more marketable. And
Yep.
as for Donkey Kong Jr., I'm not gonna lie, guys. I actually enjoy playing that more on the Game & Watch.
Really?
Yeah. I used to
Bro.
love my little Game & Watches, man.
Aw.
Yeah, I can't say I remember any of that shit, but...
I'd like to see more diversity and less of the filler arcade titles. I mean, we're
But
gonna
it's
get to
Nintendo. Remember, they don't have to pay other people to use other games at that point.
I know.
Well, I also think it's worth noting that, fingers crossed, I know we've mentioned this previously on podcasts when we've talked about this mini, but with any luck, they'll do different editions. Like, maybe
Yeah,
we'll see
absolutely.
ones that, like, you know, the, like, top 20 best fucking games, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be dope. Like, that NES Mini All-Stars, like, that would be sweet.
Or like the
Same thing
hipster
next
edition
year
that has
with,
Panic
like-
Restaurant and stuff.
Yeah. We'll get the
Yeah,
same
that's-
thing. Dude, we'll get the same thing next year for Christmas with 45 games. And they'll call
Dude,
it the
that-
SNES Mini too. Dude, you know how many flashback Ataris there are? There are like 8 or 9 of them now. And
I
they're
just wanna
still
see-
rolling
I don't
them
think
out
Nintendo-
along with the
I don't know.
Coleco ones.
I'd like to see the SNES flashback next year.
Oh,
That's
my
not
gonna
God.
happen.
Oh.
That's not gonna happen.
Aw.
Then we'll have the N64 flashback.
That's
Okay,
definitely
okay,
And
now
that,
you're
and that,
just-
that's
you
like
high.
that's like a nightmare
it's
dream.
those
least-
chips.
At
I
least
don't
you know
think
they can fit
anybody's
all the
ever got
games on
the.
one.
I don't think anybody's ever got like the information on those silicon graphic chips or whatever they fucking call them. That's why there's never been like a 64 clone console. They
All right,
just
but Donkey
know how to
Kong,
reverse
not worth
engineer it properly.
Yeah, Donkey Kong,
Back up
not
top.
worth it. Yeah. Digress from
Yeah.
emulating N64 just because that'll be a topic for another day. But Donkey Kong, not worth the money. Kind of bummed it's on there. It's an all right game, but not really as good as the other ones. And I think we also loosely covered that. Donkey Kong Jr., much better game, almost half the price. So at least Junior made it on the list. I think we can agree on that, right? But changing gears a little drastically in terms of gameplay, fucking Double Dragon 2, The Revenge.
The
Yes.
best
The
double
Revenge.
dragon,
Yes.
the only
Finally.
double dragon.
The
We got a
only
hell
true.
yeah right there. That's fucking
That's
shit.
that's an essential title.
It's the first game on this list that I had as a kid.
I
Oh,
rented it
also
a
one
lot.
of the only games that's like, if you're turned this way, A is punch, and if you're turned that way, B is punch. Like, and for some
What?
reason, my little mind was able to adapt to that. Like,
Trying to do the freaking whirlwind kick, like the special moves, you never had any idea how you did it. It's like, what did
No,
I do?
I
Pretty
did.
magical, man.
But Mike, of course, the sage little 4-year-old is like, I know what I'm doing.
Sitting there pounding
I'm so good.
lasagna.
I mean, I remember
Oh
playing
my god, I
Atari,
can't wait to
so
tell people in 20 years about the glass of
fuck you. I remember having Atari and then getting Nintendo, so like, I know you didn't play Mega Man until you were like 26 for the first time.
Hey, don't be generous. It was like 28.
Don't be generous.
I didn't play Castlevania until I was 29. Why aren't you shitting on me for that?
Because Mega Man is just like, that's
Is it fun?
sacrilegious, man. I gotta understand Castlevania, but fucking Mega Man, dude. Anyway,
But yeah, Double Dragon 2, the co-op beat 'em up. Me and my older brother used to play the shit out of that game. Like, I remember those levels, the freaking spike things coming down, the giant bobos hitting people, the impossible last level. Like, dude,
you got to the last level of Double Dragon 2. I couldn't make it past that one section where you have to jump
well,
up.
yeah, because I'm actually good
platform.
at games. You just play
Ah, the
them.
fucking gears.
Yeah, the invisible platforms.
Oh yeah, those two. Yeah,
we did that.
the mansion.
We got through
Like,
that, dude.
This is a
After
Mega
that.
Man. Why did they throw invisible platforms at me? It's a beat 'em up. I'm not supposed to be platforming in my beat 'em up. That's like when you put chocolate in your peanut butter and you get a fucking accident.
But that's
I
still
loved it.
delicious.
I loved it.
No, that's delicious, but this isn't.
It's because they're diverse, man. Technos knows they challenge.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
it's good to see a nice beat 'em up representation.
It's
I
true.
love it.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I also think it's worth noting that as of so far, there have been very few multiplayer titles that we've covered on this list. And
Yeah.
not only is this a multiplayer game, but it's a really fucking good one.
Yep.
So I am all in favor of it.
Is-
I also think it's worth noting that Loose at $11, that feels like a good
That
fucking
seems
game.
low
It's
because
a
I
steal.
paid 15
What
for
it
it
is.
recently, or a couple of years ago, but still I paid 15. 11 seems really low. Has it like gone
I
down?
mean, like
in
I said, I
value?
grabbed.
Because
I've
it's common as fuck. That's why everyone had it. I had it.
Everyone had it.
I'm Mr. Idiot, apparently.
Would
I
you
didn't
guys?
say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
I think you could argue that Double Dragon 2 is among the finest beat 'em ups on the console.
By far, yeah.
I mean,
Memorable,
Well,
yes.
let's
Technos would then improve on River City Ransom, but you know.
It's very memorable, yes, and it's still enjoyable. It
Did we talk
definitely
about
holds
River
up.
City Ransom now being on the
No,
mini
we'll talk about that later.
Famicom and not on the NES? I think that is an omission there. I think that could have been on instead of Donkey Kong. If it's on the freaking Famicom Mini.
yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know.
It is worth noting, people watching, listening, etc., that there is a Famicom version that has, is it 7 or 9?
9.
Nine additional titles on it that are exclusive, including
Nine.
including River City Ransom, which is a dope fucking
What
game.
is
That game
is Super
awesome.
And Final
Dodgeball on
Fantasy
the
3
Japanese one?
also.
No, it is not.
Because Super
Which is a
Super
goddamn
Dodgeball
shame.
is like god tier on the NES.
Dude,
That's
I have
like
it. I have it in box for Famicom.
That's like a hidden game. I didn't hear anything about that until like 4 or 5 years ago.
Really, that was like our favorite multiplayer game. After like the Super Nintendo came out, we discovered Super Dodgeball, and like whenever we turned on the NES, it was fucking Super Dodgeball all the way.
It's only 7 games, actually. I mean,
Oh,
at least we didn't get Solomon's Key, guys, right?
Gross.
What? I like Solomon's Key.
Yeah,
Or
you
something
wouldn't.
crappy like Solstice or
Ooh. Let's not open that box. But Double Dragon 2, hell fucking yeah.
yeah.
I even make the argument that so far it could be the best title on the console. Maybe that or Bubble Bobble out of what we've covered so far. I mean, Castlevania is really good, but fuck me, dude. The revengeing, the revenge.
It's a game
good.
you can play over and over
Revenge.
again. You know, Castlevania beat once or twice, and it's hard to.
Double
Like
Dragon,
I said,
Double Dragon 2 is a
even
game you
though
can
I
just
got-
leave in your console for like a month and you'll be fine.
Legit, even though I got stuck at those parts, I would still always go back and still do. So it's like it never like swayed me from playing the game because it was still enjoyable to play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
let's follow up that resounding hell yeah with one that I'm pretty sure will get a mixed response. The one, the only Dr. Mario.
Garbage tier
it's
shouldn't
pretty
be on
fun.
What they do?
Dr. Mario's a lot of fun. It's a good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a
Good game.
solid puzzle game.
It's a good
the
game.
only thing about it is, I believe no matter what, it's always the same. All the same pieces are thrown down at you. All the level layouts are the same for the most part. I don't. So like,
Yeah, you can
Dr. Mario's one of those games you could legitimately speedrun.
Yeah, you can memorize. I think it's different patterns, but once you recognize which pattern it is, the ones that come out will be identically, always. You know, always you'll get
Yeah.
the same pills. Which I like Dr. Mario. I like that more than Tetris, honestly. Back in the day,
I wouldn't say that. I like the music.
No.
I liked it more
No.
than that because it had more going for it than just stacking up and getting Tetrises. Like you
It
would
was a
actually
lot.
have a plan taking out viruses. There was a point to it where you could beat a stage.
Well, it took a lot more thought to complete one of the stages too than to because like I could beat Tetris almost every time I fire it up. Like I can get the biggest rocket possible. Like I launch. Like
See, I actually really like Dr. Mario, and admittingly,
yeah,
when I played it, I was a kid, and so I wasn't smart enough to figure out patterns and shit like that. You know, I wasn't Rewind Mike. My brain wasn't supplemented with meatballs deep fried. So like, I had to, puzzle games were actually puzzling to me. I was a fucking kid. But the other thing I want to mention about Dr. Mario is even though some people like it, some people hate it, and I think both arguments are valid, can we agree that the fucking
Yeah, the music is awesome.
Oh my god,
Fever's
so
a
fucking good.
Great song.
It's a good game. I really enjoyed Dr.
Unfortunately,
Mario.
the cartridge is only really good for making repros out of it because Dr. Mario sucks ass.
Jesus.
I
watch
really,
Nest Chronology.
I really hate Dr. Mario.
For all these great opinions and more.
Find all the games of your childhood that sucked ass.
Fuck them. They suck.
But look, it's fitting they put Dr. Mario on there since they can't have Tetris. You gotta have your mandatory puzzle game, and the next best is Dr. Mario.
Yeah. I mean that's why it's there.
They
It's
should have
kinda
had
like
Tengen
that's
Tetris.
The slot it's filling.
It's a shoe in.
And if they couldn't get, I mean, you understand. It's kind of like the Donkey Kong thing. All right, I'll get. I think you could probably put a better game, but you need a puzzle game.
You get more out of Dr. Mario than Donkey
Not
Kong,
Three
at
Stooges,
least.
guys. At least it's not the Three Stooges.
I'd argue that it's
man.
more
Say
games
that's a
than
good
Donkey
game.
Kong.
Not at all. That game is
Okay,
terrible.
hold the
but I love
fuck on.
it.
That's the NES Mini I want to see. Is the
You know what? No,
NES
we need Back to the
NES
Future on the next
Innocent
NES
Proof
Mini.
No, the LJN collection brought to you by Matt Esmond.
No, they just need to make the
Oh, dude, an LJN
AVG
plugin would be so
Mini.
sweet. It's just like a rainbow that sits on your shelf.
Yeah, the little
Whoa.
rainbow with the thing coming out.
Yeah,
Ah.
with some plugs in the back of it. I'd buy 3.
And then you see how crappy all the games are.
I think I'd rather play almost any LJN title than Back to the Future would have been a better game than Dr.
Which
Mario.
pictures?
Jesus Christ, I can't believe you guys like that shit.
I sent you
You're
some
streaming
yesterday.
Back to the Future 2 and 3 on NES tonight, right?
Sure.
Doobies,
Alright.
I knew you didn't like Dr. Mario, but I didn't realize you passionately hated.
Yeah, I fucking hate Dr. Mario.
Would he sodomize you as a kid? What happened?
It's just a bad game.
Dr. Mario
dude.
raped my mother and killed my father.
Prepare to die. All right, so
Yeah, moving on to the next game is Excite Bike. With fucking dirt jumps and mud pits and all that shit.
making courses and fucking letting your friends play them and shit.
Of
Like,
the Black Box programmable series, Excite Bike's definitely a good choice, I think. Although I'd maybe argue Wrecking Crew would be better, but that's a little bit more of like a boutique game.
Oh hell no, dude! Wrecking Crew is the shit.
But you just don't see it that often, you
you gotta put Wreck-It Ralph.
That was one of the games I wish was on this list was Wrecking Crew.
Oh, I
Yeah,
agree.
I
I think Wrecking Crew should
Wrecking
definitely be on
Crew
there.
was. I used to because another co-op. This thing needed more co-op.
It's
games, I think.
technically a Mario game.
No, it's not technically. It is.
Yeah.
It has the original appearance of the future Wario.
Yeah, that's
is-
true. Yeah.
I can't remember. It's Stanley. The guy's name is Stanley. But
Yeah.
He's not the Bugman. Stanley. And I remember trying to create levels in that game, and it never worked.
I was listening to a theory earlier tonight that someone was saying that the King Boo that you see later on in Mario is Stanley.
Really? That
'Cause-
sounds like
'cause
some
he,
tinfoil hat shit.
Well, he
That sounds like Game Gear.
he inhaled too much of his own gas.
What
All
from
right.
killing Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong
3,
3? Because
yeah.
his name's Stanley.
Yeah, so Stanley dies and he becomes King Boo.
What the fuck?
The more you know. But
I'm
Excite Bike.
episode.
Excite Bike. Great game.
Yeah, Excite Bike.
And
Fun
it's got
game.
it's a game. It's a
Definitely
game
deserves
most
to
people
be on
know.
this.
So
It's
put it
also a
on
game
there.
you can master too. Like when I did, what was it? That review on Excite Bike Bum Bum Mario Battle Stadium for the Satellaview.
Let it down.
I got
Yeah.
really into the way you land each jump. Excite Bike actually has quite a bit of depth to it. Surprisingly, actually.
With the leaning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Timing of your turbo.
Let's face it, we
learn-
all just played the damn level editor, though.
Yeah, I
That's-
mean, obviously we all
I
played
mean-
Excite Bike for
And you just
different
spammed
reasons.
S
Some
for
of
your
us-
friends to just hit those
Yeah.
giant.
Yeah. With the big giant,
Yeah.
no track. The whole thing
Just
takes
all
10
grass.
It's all grass.
It's actually
Because
thanks
it's
to NES
gonna end.
Remix, I know how to play that game, Excite Bike. Because before I didn't, I was a noob. But then I learned. Thanks, NES Remix.
Dude, that's the tagline. That should just be how they sell copies. It'd be good. But personally, Excitebike is one that I am glad is on there just because it is really fun. It's a game that I think it's really rewarding to play. You don't like have a bad time whenever you pick it up. Like even if you just wreck your shit and just spill out all over the place, you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. Look at that little guy get shit housed. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
And you
prolific
control
too.
the other people by running in front of them, making them crash. Like, oh,
Yeah,
like
fuck those guys.
Great. It's
Again,
fun.
though, it's one of those NES titles. When you think of NES, like there's an X amount of games that'll instantly come to mind. Chances are that's one of them. So you got to remember, as much as this is geared towards kids, Nintendo's doing what they're always doing. They're gearing it towards the kids that grew up with Nintendo.
Yeah.
So, we may not be like, oh, Excitebike, but somebody who's only has like an hour or two to play Nintendo a day, that's like, oh fuck, man, these games are perfect.
and that's why I associate Excitebike with NES, but not Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, I associate
Because it's actually a
with
good game.
Huh?
One of these are fun to play. The other one's about an Italian man hitting an ape. Like,
I also
Hey,
had the
I
little
can't hit
Coleco
myself.
version of it too. The little stand-up Coleco mini arcade. My brother had that, so that was how I played Donkey Kong. We never had it on the NES.
oh, that's funny. But
Yeah.
It
Excitebike,
had the blue lines.
No, it was the little mini arcade.
It was blue lines though that made up like the image.
No, it was all LED. It was all you turn it on and the whole thing lit up, just like a
Oh,
little
see,
arcade.
I had a little Donkey Kong that was like that, but it was all blue lines that made up the whole image of the game. And it was on like one of those little like mini arcades.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
so many ports.
but Excitebike definitely. What's
Yeah.
it going for? $7, $10,
Excitebike 8.
$8. That's still a little much.
Get a 5 and you're good to
No, it's
go.
not.
But I mean, it's not. But it's like maybe
In my head, if it's
$8 for Jack Nicklaus golf is too much.
yeah, true.
Okay,
I feel like
that-
if it's fun and less than 10, that's probably money well spent. You know?
yeah, that's
So
his rule of thumb when he goes to pick up a hooker.
yeah, there you go. You should see them. They're gross. Anyways, though, moving on. The original Final Fantasy. That's right. When they thought there was only going to be
Before we
fucking
go
one.
into that, guys, Japan's getting Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah, but there's no official translated version of Final Fantasy 3
I
for the
know.
NES. So, and you
Yeah, I
understand
mean,
why
I-
we got Final Fantasy. They can't just be like, "Hey, Americans, remember when you were a kid and you didn't get Final Fantasy 3? Well, now you can play it. It's gonna be great." No, you gotta. There's only one RPG other than Star Tropics, and most people.
And for
forgot
some
about
reason,
that.
it's based on Final Fantasy 13.
Also, Star Tropics
You need
is
a
on-
heavy hitter. You needed a heavy hitter, which also.
Well, very
I mean,
historically
Star
heavy
Tropics
hitter.
isn't really an RPG.
I mean,
we'll get to that. But right now, that's what I mean. You need Final Fantasy. Like you,
Yeah,
you needed
historic,
that or you
too.
needed Dragon Warrior.
I
I was
mean,
gonna say
even
Dragon
Crystallis,
Warrior.
I wouldn't even consider that an RPG, really.
Which one?
it
Final
kind of
Fantasy?
is.
It's not though. It's more of a Zelda clone.
Which
Final
which
Fantasy?
game?
Crystallis.
No, we're not. We're talking about Final Fantasy.
I know. I'm
Get,
just.
get out of here with this Crystallis talk.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Final Fantasy's on the thing. Tangent wine mic. It's Final Fantasy.
And then
I
what do you
get-
say?
definitely
Dragon
deserves to be on
Warrior.
it, and I know they're getting 3, and it sucks because I'd love to play it too. But we're collectors, and this is for people that want a substantial game on the damn thing. And also, it's a big statement saying, "Hey, we got a Square Enix game on here," and I think that's one of the best signs of this whole thing.
What could have been a supplement for it though?
Dragon Warrior 1 through 4.
Well, besides Dragon Warrior, like
Mother 1.
Earthbound Beginnings.
Yeah, but
Well,
Dragon
again, that
Warrior
was never
sold like a
officially
legend.
I know, so that would have been interesting.
Technically,
if
it
they
has been
included that.
officially released on the Wii U.
oh yeah, they did. They actually did put it on the Wii U. So technically, that would have been a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, it needed to be Final Fantasy. It either needed to be Final Fantasy or it needed to be Dragon Warrior. And
I
when
mean,
you're
it is
catering to a
classic.
well, you have to keep in mind,
Yeah.
it's also a North American audience, so Final Fantasy is going to do better than Dragon Warrior is. Just
That's the
period.
cachet. People don't even associate Dragon Warrior with Dragon Quest. They don't know. They won't even realize that that's actually Dragon Quest.
Not
here.
until you see like a blob or something, and then
Yeah.
you'll know.
I think it's a good choice. I also
yeah,
just
I'm not saying it's bad.
am gonna go ahead and blow some smoke up my own ass and say that it feels good to have Final Fantasy 2 and 3 in box for my Famicom. So fuck y'all, motherfuckers. But
You know what? You, sir, you just won the game.
hey, feels good. That never happens. But I'm happy it's on there. I think it's one of the better time sinks on the entire thing too. $16 for it.
For like a 18-hour RPG for mostly grinding though.
It was
seems
going
fair
for
for it.
more, so that's very fair.
Yeah, if it's at 18, that's good. Usually I see it for more.
No, 16.
Well, 16, even better, yeah.
How
Yeah,
much-
like I
how
said,
much
I
for
grabbed all
completing
these
box?
prices. The complete box a bit more.
What you do is you just go ahead and you grab it right by the box because you definitely want to get that one and pick it up.
Oh my God. Let's not even touch that. Fucking moving on.
Yeah,
Galaga, $10.
Garbage.
Yeah,
I think it's a fine shooter.
First of all, it's not garbage, bro. Go watch NES Chronology,
It's
guys.
a fine
It
shooter.
is not fucking garbage.
I mean, he hasn't reviewed it yet, but
It's another arcade
I know, I'm
game,
just
damn it.
joking.
Give us a real game.
I'd argue that Miss Pac-Man would have been a better choice from Namco.
oh, you know
No,
what?
not-
Not classic enough because they needed a classic, and Galaga is a classic.
Pac-Man games are way more classic than Galaga.
It's a good top-down shooter, dude. It's solid. Solid
Pac-Man
as
gonna
a
spend more
rock.
time playing Galaga or Cobra Triangle. Obviously, Cobra Triangle.
Look,
This
Get
whole
that
NES
Cobra.
should have been 12 Cobra Triangle 12 times. This is should have
I
been
don't even know what Cobra Triangle is, so...
Yes,
could have been
exactly.
worse.
Good
Could have gone
to know.
Xevious.
Xevious is horrible. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I was about to say, could have gone Xevious instead of Galaga. So you know what? Count the blessings for the
Yeah,
I'm
class.
only getting devious because Galaga is just a tired old arcade.
Again,
Yeah,
Galaga's
You're a
good.
tired old man.
It's a lot different on Nintendo, but before we get
But
into
it's
that,
fun. That's what I don't understand. Is I'm not saying it's not old. I'm not saying it isn't an arcade game. I'm saying that at least it's fucking good. Like I'm kind of amazed to hear you guys be like Galaga's garbage. Like yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
18.
this is the
that. That's
NES
this
Classic.
guy.
I want games that I can't get on every fucking compilation disc that Namco has made for the last 20 years. I mean, you can't get all the Marios, you can't get all the Excite Bikes on a compilation disc. Like that's what makes it special. Is these are NES games that you can't find anywhere else. You can't emulate it anywhere else.
Instead
You
of
can't
on
play it
40
in
versions
50
of Namco
places.
Museum.
Or go onto your iOS and download it for free.
I mean, I guess that's fair. It is 2016, but I don't know. I guess I'm with Nico in that they could have put a much worse game in its place.
I would have taken a
For-
worse
for a
game. At least it
top-down
would have been an
shooter.
NES game.
for a
Oof.
top-down shooter, it's
I
good.
meant like in the same vein of Namco, other Namcos. Like they could have
Like
chosen
where the
their...
hell's Baseball Stars? Damn it! Like put a good game.
Well, they have had a good SNK, and there's no SNK games on this compilation, which is a
dude,
shame.
It's even got
Yeah.
a subtitle. Like, how bad could the Galaga be? It's got a subtitle.
The Demons of Death, right?
So I guess surprisingly, it sounds like Galaga is a more or less resounding no. That
I
surprises
say
me.
yes.
What do you mean? There's like 3 S's, 2 no's.
I guess I don't know. That's just
Yeah, but the
more-
nose take it because we're more important. That's how.
Yeah, the
Oh, shove it
A's-
up your nose.
A and the nose are louder for sure, and
Yeah,
then
we have more things.
more beard representation. They pull more. They
Well,
pull
hey,
more.
you know what game also sucks is Ice Climbers.
Well, we're
That
not
game-
quite there yet.
Oh,
How about
that's
you
been on
stop
that
jumping the
game.
gun?
Hold that load for like 2 more games, Luis. We're almost there. And plus, here's a game you can bitch about anyways, because next on the list is Ghost and Goblins.
I don't got
There you
nothing to say
go.
about it.
Why would you bitch about this? It's like
There
the
you
perfect
go.
game.
Trash.
Get that game on there.
Trash.
I would just
Get
like
the
to
fuck
say,
out of here. They could have put anything else from Capcom on there.
No, they
picked fuck-
couldn't.
Well, they should have- they
can't
should have
get
put
the Disney
Gunsmoke on
games
here
'cause
instead of
Disney
Ghosts and
licensing.
Goblins,
Ghosts
dude.
and Goblins
yeah.
is iconic.
But they don't only make Disney fucking titles, dude. They could have put Codename Viper on there.
It has
Gunsmoke.
no cachet. I mean, who the fuck played
Or
that?
Gargoyle's Quest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no one
the
talks
other
about
Gargoyle's
G games.
Gargoyle's
Like
Quest 2 would
Capcom.
have been dope, dude.
Yeah, Gargoyle's Quest 2, yeah.
I have
People know
heard-
Ghosts and Goblins. Like
Yeah,
you're talking
the
about cachet. Like
Yeah, but
I
this
know-
is exactly what this is.
That is a bad program. Like, that is a
Go,
NES bad
Ghosts and
game.
Goblins, like, subtext should just be Ghosts and Goblins. Hope you like seeing the first, like, few seconds of the first level. Because
know what?
you're
Yeah.
never going to see the rest of the
got
content.
one Micronix game on the
Yeah.
NES Classic Edition. There you
I'll
go.
get a frickin'
Good job,
bastard.
Micronix.
Hi, Firebrand. Okay, that's about the only part of the level you see.
But it's exactly what it is. It is
Oh, no.
it is classic, so they have to
No,
include it because
No,
everyone
it's
knows
not
Ghosts and
classic.
Goblins.
That's an NES game.
Classic in a name, not a classic
I mean,
in like the
I,
game.
I never even really played Ghosts and Goblins till, like, 2 or 3 years ago. I never played that game as a kid.
But no,
Yeah,
hold on.
I played Ghouls and Ghosts on the Genesis, so I'm definitely a fan of it.
I want to hear Luke's point because I don't think it's garbage. I think it's mind-blowingly unfair, but I don't think it's
I
necessarily.
think they
garbage.
needed it because it's a platformer it's an incredible stress test. Because everything else, especially this game, more than anything else, will be the game that if people want to beat it, they'll have to play it over and over again. And Mike will have to get the poop out of his butt right now.
Or use the save states.
Or the save states. That's exactly, abuse the damn save states. That's perfect.
You know, I guess it is a very good example of NES hard.
Exactly.
Oh, NES bad programming.
Well, yeah, I think it's terrible. I think that, again, just make a repro out of it.
No.
I don't condone the demolishing of any game. I don't care how.
Yeah,
good
I
or
don't
bad it
condone
is.
that.
Like, this is an actual game and not a freaking one-screen coin-op bullshit like Donkey Kong, so I'm going to...
It's hardly a game.
It's got...
I think
but 95% of people that buy the console will never see past the first time Firebrand appears.
Good.
Okay, but that doesn't
Learn to get
invalidate
good,
the
dude.
game.
I mean,
It's like
it
that
means you don't
port.
see most of the game's content. I think that...
Yeah,
You
but
really
I'm pretty
can't
sure that's
go
why they have the
past
save
yeah,
states,
most
so you can
people can't
try
get
and
past
actually get past there.
Stage
That
three,
One at a
you
time,
gotta
one at a
learn.
time.
That is probably the least friendly game they put on the console.
And good.
I mean, I think
Almost
that's fair.
It's almost accessible to nobody, even the people who grew up with it.
I mean, Ninja Gaiden's really fucking hard too,
But at least it's fun to play. Fire up Ghouls and Ghosts later, Donovan. Come
Most
back
people
and
could beat
tell
the
us what
first two
you thought
levels on Ninja Gaiden, right?
I can make it to the final area of Ninja Gaiden. Like,
Ninja Gaiden?
This is
Ninja
America. I say Ninja Gaiden. Thank you very much. Just like Seaford. No, I'm not.
no, Connery doesn't make.
Hey, you know
valid
what?
points.
Actually, I finally realized all you guys are from an alternate universe where it's the Berenstain Bears. So that
I mean-
explains why.
Technically, guys, he's the one who
that's
came
okay,
on the
guys,
camera
all
looking
right.
different.
You know what? Now that
He's
you're
the
in
one
my
from the
fucking
alternate universe.
though, you gotta say Seaford, because that's what it is.
Okay, I digress though. I'm with Luke in that I think it deserves to be on there in that it's
No.
an actual fucking game. It's like a classic NES game. But it sounds like mixed. At least two of
Burn
us are
it
okay
with
with it.
fire.
Well, no,
At least-
here's the rule. If Mike wasn't an expert at it, at 4, it's shit.
It's a bad game.
Mike disagree. You know,
I'm
shit,
so
that's
good
just
at
the
Dr.
tag-
Mario and Tetris. I own it. Oh, Ghosts and Goblins is hard. It sucks.
It's horrible, bro. It is, man.
Here, let's move on to another one that I'm sure everyone's gonna get fucking
Wait,
feisty.
how much does the horrible piece of crab then go for? How much is Goose?
What,
13.
13?
Oh, that's worth it all day long. Come on.
I mean, my argument's that at least it's a fucking game. But
It's
next
got
up,
old school
It's not bad.
Capcom grid layout with the great artwork. Oh.
Gradius. Yay or nay?
Good game. Tough
Classic
game. Very
Konami
good.
shooter. Move on.
Yeah, Gradius
Oh, yeah.
I've never played, but even I, never playing it, I can recognize that we need a shooter.
Gradius is
Especially
completely
as-
necessary.
Good
Gradius
side
has a
scrolling
very
shooter.
nice-
So they could have put Life Force though.
Yeah, it would have been better to have Life Force only for the fact that two people can play at the same time.
I think
Yeah.
I think Gradius
That's
is still the
something this
better
whole
choice.
console's missing. No, Gradius is
Gradius
not.
was the state. Yeah, it could have been either. I think it was.
It's the
top.
classic choice, but
It's
That's
more
the thing,
recognizable
is the
than,
name is
than
known.
Salamander
Life
or
Force.
Life Force.
Yeah, people would forget Life Force and be like, "Oh yeah, that's right." that
Actually,
was
I don't
top."
even think they got Gradius on the.
You wanna fly through some monsters? Just go play Abadox, you fucking hipsters.
I love Abaddon, so.
I love Abax to the final level. Then it's a piece
I was
of
the
shit.
first person to love Abadogs.
I
do
think that it's worth noting, and it's come up a few times while we've discussed these, that there really is, like, these have to be names that people recognize too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's part of it because you need to sell this to people who aren't currently in the whole market. You try
Yeah,
to
like
pick-
Rewind
I've been
Mike is
saying-
not your target audience.
Yeah.
Like I'm your
Oh
target.
wow, damn! It's,
Oh,
yeah,
Rewind
that's
Cuck's
why
not
it
the
has
audience.
Donkey Kong. That's why it has Galaga. Like I'm not happy with it.
Yeah, no.
But it's meant to draw in all the freaking peons and mongoloids like Scrubwine Mike.
Or the filthy casuals like myself, who are the dirtiest of dirty.
Dirty.
But
Don't even
moving
know
on
how
to
to
something,
eat English betters.
Listen,
English-
moving on to something a little bit more slippery, all right?
English hard, but one that's definitely going to fire up Dubious since he already tried to fucking shit on it like 4 games ago. Let's go ahead and walk into the classic, the one and only Ice Climber.
Burn it with fire.
Dubious, go ahead. Scratch Climber, that's just it.
No,
Alright, so
Ice Climbers is a terrible game. The controls are bad. And, like, no, the only reason that people even think, like, even remember it is because they put some of the characters in Smash Melee. Melee. How do you guys say that word?
It's definitely a fun game.
Honorary Dubious.
It's tough. I'll give Dubious that, but if you say that it has bad controls, but you praise Castlevania, you're a fucking idiot because it's the same exact controls. It's the same exact jump arc.
Well,
it's the same exact jump arc and everything.
The problem with
Once
Ice
you make
Climber,
a jump, you have to dedicate to it. Like, so if you're not used to that already, what the fuck is wrong?
well, there's also like a lot of levels of Ice Climber playing it. Like you get pulled in directions you don't even mean to go in. It's one of those games.
I mean, it's slippery, dude. It's ice
What do you
cream.
mean one of
It's not
those? What is
cement
one of
on it.
Slippery when wet.
You get pulled in directions you don't want to.
Yeah, like some NES games
It's
do that.
there
You're just
because
like
it's Smash Bros.
they
need
cannot
to
figure out
pick someone,
momentum.
They'll know who them Ice Climbers are. Like I never played it, but I think it deserves to be there because like, oh, I know who the Ice Climbers are. Let's see what the game's like.
it's like on
I
par
think
with
that's why they put
Bubsy
it
in
there.
terms of controls.
I actually didn't enjoy that when I was younger, but as I got older, I started to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the controls are hard, but once you get them down, it's actually a very enjoyable game.
Ghosts and Goblins.
No, it's not. Ghosts and Goblins is bad.
We're not going back to Ghosts and Goblins. God damn.
Leave it in the past. You old
Honorary, as I've been so called in the chat, demands we go back.
But no, my real question is,
The
do you
League
guys
of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
do you think it's worth $15 loose?
No,
That's-
No,
No.
I'd
Yes.
say like 5.
No.
I'd
Wow.
buy it.
it's worth taking it and making it into a goddamn repro.
All right, enough of that.
Shut your
dude.
dirty face.
Enough of that, dude.
I feel like if we go to Dubious's place, it's gonna be like a Buffalo Bill of NES cartridges. There's gonna be a pile at the bottom of a well, and he's just gonna be sitting there dumping lotion on him. It'll be a great time. He doesn't love that shit. Yeah, doing that one, rewind the nipple rip. Anyways, though, moving on to the next game, which is one that I was actually really happy made it onto the list because I have a ton of fun whenever I play it. Is Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
Another
I mean,
Horrible
another
game.
good classic.
Oh my god, it's
Keep it on
so
the-
bad. No, it's not. It's good.
No, it's incredibly innovative when it
Actually
came out
enjoyed it
too.
very much so.
It's,
hop around and
it's
you shoot
hard, but I think it's super innovative.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
Yeah, man, there's a lot of when you get past the
awesome.
first vertical climbing area. There's a lot of good
And
stuff. in that
I don't
game.
know about you guys, but Kid Icarus also like when you like excite the Grim Reaper guy, it's like that music just has always sent chills down my spine.
I mean, it's a good game. It's the first
No,
game in
it-
a while that we can all unanimously agree is pretty fucking fun.
It
And
was one of the
nobody
big
did.
titles back then, and I think it was at what 87 dudes, you know. It was a Famicom Disk System game, and for a while there, all the NES, like the Famicom versions of it, those were their big titles. They had Zelda, Metroid, and that was one of them. It's interesting that the series has kind of fallen off, but I also think it's there because it's the Smash Bros. Connection. They're trying to get that casual audience, where it's like, okay, Ice Climbers, I know who they are. Kid Icarus, I know who Pit is. All these games, like if you look at it, almost
Kid
every
Icarus
single one
Uprising.
Kirby presented. I don't think Yoshi.
Lucas,
Yoshi's
I remember
cool.
exactly who Lucas is from Smash since they released that game for us.
No, nothing with Yoshi.
It worked. It worked with the Fire Emblem people. Like Smash Brothers has a really ridiculous amount of sway. The whole thing with Lucas, that was just a giant clusterfuck. So
Love
I mean,
Lucas.
nobody even knew who the fuck NES was, or most people didn't. They're like, "Who the fuck? I didn't play Earthbound 1. Shit, I wasn't bored."
I
of it."
knew who it was because of freaking Nintendo Power. I remember reading about Earthbound 64 and being like, "Oh shit, I don't remember that game. Well, I better get it. Nintendo Power tells me to," and it never came out.
That was so
Rip.
sad not seeing Earthbound 64 come out. I was so excited for that. I
Wah.
was gonna buy
I
5
was like, oh,
64
this
DDs
sounds
just to play it.
I had no idea what it was, but it sounded good.
So Kid Icarus, thumbs up, $18, probably a good price. Surprisingly,
15.
Little steep.
It went up. It's gone up. It's gone up.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, there are very few games I'd want to pay more than 10 in, but at least, once again, at least you're getting a good game if you pick it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's been
It's
a while
not
since
very
we all... It's
Solid with
one
a
that-
difficulty level that actually gives it replay value. Those dungeon levels are really hard to figure out where you're supposed to go. But
Melee.
Well, also, I don't think it's really unfair either. Like, there are some games that, when we talk
No.
about Nintendo hard, are kind of just unfair. You know what I mean? But
It's like
I-
Lion King. Once you get past the first stage, it's a little bit easier. But that first stage, man, they're like, fuck you.
it was always the Hakuna Matata level that got me on Lion King.
That's what I mean, though. There's that one level in Lion King that everybody has a problem
What a
with.
wonderful phrase.
But no, Kid Icarus, thumbs up. Moving on to what's maybe my favorite game on the list, though, is Kirby's fucking Adventure.
Top
I
5
love it.
NES, completely solid.
Sucking and blowing all day
Never
long.
played it. Never played it.
You've never
Really?
played Kirby's Adventure?
It's among the best games on the NES, I think. It's a late release game. It has some of the best graphics on the
Shows.
console. It is
Yeah.
amazing.
I never played any
animations,
Kirby's.
the
Never played any of
abilities from all the different creatures. Like,
Here,
It looks-
I'll go ahead. I'll go
I'll
ahead
be
and
happy
give
to
it.
play it. That's why I'm happy to play it on the NES Classic. That's one of the games I am looking forward to.
Shit, if you got a Famicom, I have like 3 fucking copies, dude. But here's my thing.
Hey, dude, I got the retro AVS, so I can actually play Famicom.
Oh, cool.
you
Very
bought
nice.
the retro AVS?
You damn
My
right.
point though, and this is to dig up a little bit of multi-tap pass. When I
825,
did the
baby.
multi-tapped 420 special, which was the Puff Puff Pass Kirby challenge, where you could not use power-ups and you could only use air puffs, with some slight caveats.
Man,
to
that
those
Meta
rules.
Knight boss fight.
Fucking dude, that was what separated the boys from the girl.
Yep.
I should not have smoked that apple blunt, dude. I fucking face palmed it so bad.
my God.
Right in the camera. He's like, that's what separates the boys from the girls.
Yeah, dude, it was rough. The point being, though, I really like the Kirby games, and especially Kirby Adventure, because of the design. It's not one of those games that, when you think about it, it's hard, because it's not. It's honestly a pretty easy game. It's not very difficult. But it's designed to be
Oh.
enjoyed. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of levels. There are a bunch of mini games. When you get powers, the levels are
power-ups.
designed around
It's
using them.
It's an entry-level game. It's meant to get people to play it. I mean, the whole design behind the original Kirby was making a game for everyone. The guy who designed it, that was his whole goal, was to get everyone to
Talking
play.
about-
Was that was a Gunpei
Marijuana?
Yokoi joint, right?
Or Gunpei, yeah, it's Gunpei Yokoi, that's who it is. That was his whole thing. And so it makes sense, especially for Donovan, if you love
I
it so
thought he
much,
made
he's
the
such a
Game Boy.
self-declared NES noob. It makes sense he'd love it so much. Because it's meant to be approachable. Like, it's not meant to be NES hard by any means. It's one of the easier games.
One of the things too that makes Kirby's Adventure so amazing too is I played a lot of the original Kirby's Dream Land, which came out prior to it on the Game Boy. Kirby's Adventure was the one that actually introduced like the power-up system to the Kirby games.
Mm.
Because before that, you would like suck in an enemy, you'd spin it out as a star, and that was your main means
Right.
of attack. But the idea of you suck in an enemy, press down, you acquire their ability, the copy ability or whatever that Kirby has, that was introduced with Kirby's Adventure, which the sheer number of power-ups in that, and also the number of enemies and sprites they animated for that is pretty astounding.
It's pretty
I mean, it's just-
astounding that you actually like a game, too, because you shat on everything.
But I mean, the main thing is that it's just fun. Like, we're talking about being like approachable and easy and all these
Right.
things, but the thing is that it's just actually fun. Like, it's enjoyable, it's responsive, it's well designed. You know what I mean? I really do like the Kirby games, and I know that some people speak against them just because they are kind of baby games. They're not really hard, and that's a fine argument. I understand that, but I think
Play 'em.
they stand on their own merit under design alone, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. And in my opinion, it's one of the best games, I think, on this list. My opinion, though, and I'm
Yeah.
judging by the beard stroke that might be like.
There's one other game I
Oh.
could think of that's better, but we haven't
I
gotten
mean-
there yet. So
But
Oh,
$18. This is a little fucking steep in my opinion. I've never paid $18 for a copy of Kirby's Adventure. That's for fucking sure. But
You have the Famicom version. which
I,
is
I think
cheaper.
I'd pay
It was
20
it was
for mine
fairly
in box.
it was fairly late release, which is one of the reasons it's kind of pricey.
it's a good game. I think that if you were to get a hard copy of it, you would find it have a welcome home in your collection, in my opinion.
Yeah, isn't it
Absolutely.
Nintendo's last release, like, from Nintendo on the NES?
What about
Yeah,
Wario's
Wario's
Woods?
Words.
Woods is.
Oh,
yeah,
Wario's.
Mario's Woods.
One of the
Oh,
last.
Wario's Woods, yeah.
Oh, I don't even want to get into Wario's Woods. Let's just move on to the next fucking game. Fucking Mario Bros, baby.
What's
Not
Mario?
Super Mario Bros, but
This is
Mario.
The original.
Bros.
Mario.
The original.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mario.
Shouldn't
glad they did
shouldn't be
this.
on there.
Oh,
No, it should not be on here.
it should.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
It should
No,
not.
here's the
That's
reasoning.
a great game.
Jumping down the list, Mario 3 is already on there. That game is in Mario 3.
Not the same.
Yeah,
That's-
it's way better in Mario
it's a
3,
mini
'cause the
game in
physics are
Mario
better.
3.
It's
a
not
mini game where
worthy
you
of
can hit
holding a
cards
title.
out. There's no progression whatsoever. No, you guys are idiots.
And if you want to play that
You know,
game, the best version of Mario Bros, honestly, Mario Clash for the Virtual Boy.
What? Who the fuck are you? My God, do you have any opinion that's not weird as shit?
No.
Dude,
No.
Mario Bros was the game. Hold on, Nico wants to say something. So
No, what's funny is that there was a PAL re-release called Mario Bros. Classic. It's exactly like Mario Bros. Except they fixed the physics. You don't have an weird arc jump or whatever. You can actually control where you jump in that game, and that is the best version of Mario Bros. Because they actually
you
fixed the
control
physics.
the sliding
Yeah.
of that, the sound effects, the going through it, the freaking ice things that come and ice up the platform. That was the game that came with my NES when I got it, because I got the second NES in our house because me and my brother used to fight over it. So finally, my dad got me my own, and I got the original Mario Brothers. And I remember when I got it, I'm like, holy crap, there's a fourth one, and it was just, I don't know, maybe that's it. I just have such a good connection with that game. And if we're talking about arcade games like Donkey Kong and Galaga, and you're gonna shit on Mario Brothers, like who the hell are you? Shut the fuck up.
It's got
Yeah.
2-player co-op, so I'll give it that.
It's got
Yeah.
co-op too, yeah, two-player co-op.
But-
where you
yeah,
can
it's
mess
got
I'll give it
multiplayer, I
that,
don't think
and
it's
that's
any
all
more
it's fucking getting.
Yeah, but that PAL version, try it out. You'll probably be surprised.
Well, actually, I recently played the one that's included on the Game Boy Advance Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, all the Super
That's-
Mario Advance ones.
that's-
Yeah, those are all good.
It actually is pretty
versions.
fun. The
Yep.
controls are a lot better, but it's also the shitty controls
Yeah.
part of the car.
Yeah, it's basically the Mario Bros. PAL version.
That
but they put
that
it
Game
in
Boy
those
that Game Boy
GBA
Advance
games.
Mario 2 though.
We'll talk
Mario
about
4,
Virtual Boy.
Mario 3.
God.
we'll talk about those games a little bit more when we get into it. But I'm with Luke in that I do not think it is any worse than any of the arcade fare on here, and that it at least, I mean, it's 2-player. That's good, man. It's fucking POW blocks. Who doesn't have a good time? I'm not saying it's deep or there's a bunch of replayability, but I don't think it's terrible.
There's not enough two-player co-op games on this list. That one definitely needs to be on there if we just
We'll
look at
take
it
what
from
he
that.
gets for 2-player co-op.
I mean, what, we got Double Dragon 2 so far in this.
I
What other
honestly,
games like-
I'd
Wait,
honestly
Bubble
rather see like
Bobble.
Urban
Bubble.
Champ over Mario Bros.
What about, you forgot about Bubble Bobble. Come on. guys.
Alright,
Balloon
Bubble,
Fight
whatever.
also.
And Balloon
Yeah.
Fight. Still,
Yeah, Balloon
4
Fight.
games. We're on like what?
And
game
Galaga
15?
probably also.
I don't think so.
I don't think Galaga's turns.
Mm,
It might be, actually.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's turns, dude.
I think
Yeah.
$22 loose on price charting is way too much for the fucking game. There's no
Yeah.
way I'd pay $22
Because
for it.
Yeah.
fair.
Another
It's
name thing that rises the price, just like Mario Bros.
No,
Paid
it's
me
the-
money.
It's like the hidden game. It's like, oh crap, there's another one. I forgot.
No, that game's honestly always been relatively high, even in like
Yep.
06 when the second time I started collecting NES games, that game was still going.
It's definitely uncommon.
That's why I was always happy to have it. I'm like, damn, I didn't realize it was such an. I'd never heard of it before when I got it at the time. I was like, holy shit.
Next game.
Yeah, but moving on to the next
It's
game, because
fun.
this is one that I think people will really want to talk about. It's my personal favorite out of the original ones, is Mega Man 2. Jesus, Nico.
No, that was a joke.
Great.
I love Mega Man 2, but I don't think it's the best one. But I can see why it's
Oh,
here.
It's the best.
It's the best
Give me
one.
Mega Man 3.
It's
the
your-
best. Best
Not my
music,
favorite. It's not my
best
favorite.
bosses, best themes. I like it the most.
Well, I mean, everybody has their own fucking opinion on which
Oh,
is
yeah.
the best
No, it's
Mega Man.
awesome.
This is the
Mega
most
Man
classic,
on-
and
yeah,
for
no,
both-
And
it's
some
just
people are
awesome
right and some
Mega
people are
Man
wrong,
made it
you
on
know?
there.
yeah.
I
you're
would
a
have liked
fucking
to see
hypocrite.
more than just one. I think they should have had Mega Man 2 and 3.
I'm happy that it's even on there. Honestly, I'm surprised it's not 6 because technically 6 was the one
Or
that
3 even.
Well, 6 was the one
Yeah.
that's technically published by Nintendo.
Yeah, but
yeah.
that doesn't
Because-
matter for that. That's
I know, but it might have been like a different license. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm surprised
That's
it's
just
not 6
publishing-
because 6 wasn't even supposed to come to America, but Nintendo was like, yeah, no, that's not happening.
I don't know. Mega Man 2, my favorite Mega Man. Metal Man theme alone wins it a spot in my heart. Shit's dope. Shit straight dope, but definitely one of the best games on this thing, I think. You
mean,
have a
also
hard time arguing that.
For me, if I were to say,
Oh,
sorry, go ahead, Luke.
I don't know. I'm just saying, Metal Man kills everything. In that game.
shut him up. Go
It's
do
so
this.
it's so wildly unbalanced. Like literally, you can get the Metal Man power up and
Game
pretty much
over.
run the table, which is great. It's so great. It's like no matter what. And metal also gives you more power of metal the more you kill people. So it's ridiculous. The more you kill people, the more power they drop. It's impossible to run out of metal.
It doesn't even use that much either.
No, yeah, it doesn't use anything.
It uses 1 bar, I think, each throw. That's like 60 throws.
It's so fun to like. You can go through Mega Man 2 so quick because of that. It's so much fun.
But now when you play Mega Man 3 with Shadow Man, his power is like it goes out and it comes back to you instead of Mega Man 2 where Metal Man's just like flies straight forward.
Yeah.
In any direction, which was the nice thing about it, was it went in any direction.
Well, they realized their mistake and they never did it again. They're like, we made it a little too easy.
But I mean, I'm not saying Mega Man 2 is bad. I like Mega Man 3 more because it was my first. So
well, 3 also has the boss rush at the end where you get to fight all the old Mega Man 2 bosses. Which,
and I do like
pretty
that.
bad at.
And then
Mega Man 3 was my first Mega Man.
It's the best of both worlds right there. Like.
Yeah, and that
actually you have to fight all the Mega Man 3 bosses, and then you have to fight like the combined versions.
No, all the 2 bosses are in like the Wily stages or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But I think really good fucking game. Really happy it's on here. Definitely, if I end up picking up one of these, it's one of the games that's going to get a lot of fucking mileage out of it for sure.
And Jen loves the Flashman stage, right?
Wait till you play Mega Man 8.
Or the Quick Man stage. I always call it the Flashman stage. It's the Quick Man stage.
Moving on to the next one, though, just because it's another game that I think everybody is really fond of. The original Metroid.
Nope.
I didn't play it much.
I can't say I played it really ever.
Hated it. Tried playing it.
I played it back then, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was super fun. Obviously, the music was cool. But, like, your starting health is 30, and, like, it's very, very, very punishing.
When I first played it, I thought it was a bad Mega Man ripoff.
Yeah, it is probably one of the most punishing games I've ever played on the NES. Another thing was, it's very confusing. I've actually tried to follow an online guide for it, and I still got lost.
Same. Yes.
Like, it just doesn't matter what you do. It's just, I guess somebody made, like, a Redux version, which adds the map.
Well, there's
so you can, like, press select and
Metroid
it'll
Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance, which is a remake of it.
That too.
Anyway, so somebody actually did a Redux version of Metroid on the NES, and they added the map and like a save feature in it, so you can like load up in any spot that you're at. You can also see where it is that you're going. So I mean, I may download that and play it and try again because I like the game. It's fun, it works, and it functions perfectly. It's just fucking hard as hell to get started.
That it needs to be on it though, of course. It needs to be on it. Like no
classic.
Absolutely.
I don't like the game,
it's still
but
a
it needs to be on it. And the fact that it has save states attached to it makes me a little bit more interested because now I can kind of play it for 10 minutes, get frustrated, and then save it. Because that was my biggest issue with it, is that there was you had to sit down and beat the game.
Wasn't it like a 20-character password for that game?
Yep.
Is there a password?
I'm pretty sure Metroid has a password system.
Where?
You do the Justin Bailey code, man.
Yeah.
It's Justin Bailey, and then the bottom line, you just put all blank spaces.
I couldn't get into it.
I don't know. I think it's good. My issue is that I think it's aged a little poorly, especially like if you're a person who played Super Metroid before you ever played Metroid, like there's no fucking way. You know what I mean? Like not even close. But
it's the only one of the side-scrolling Metroids I haven't beaten.
Yeah, it's just it's worth being on the list. I don't think it's a terrible game. The representation makes sense. I'm pretty happy with it. But the next one is...
I wanted you to feel like you were in a labyrinth, and they fucking pulled it off.
And it has a variant, too. I have the yellow variant.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
For you.
Ooh,
yes,
variant.
I'll take anal bum cover for 500, Alex.
Jesus. But no, moving on to the next game is Ninja Gaiden, however you want to say it.
Ninja Gaiden for
Yeah.
1600 Donovan.
Great
Yeah.
game, man.
I'm
Hard
fucking
ass
terrible
shit, but
at it,
great.
dude. I'm fucking so
But
bad at
even
that
though you're
game.
terrible at it, do you still enjoy it?
You
I
know
mean,
the
yeah,
down-
you fucking flip through the air and throw shurikens and shit. How do you have a bad time, dude?
You know
I
the
like
down
Legend
slash
of
attack?
Kage or Cage or whatever the fuck.
I
like, you know
love
what I
that
mean?
game.
Yeah, that game's dope as shit.
Yeah, you're a
Any
Kage
game where I can
man.
just flip around and kill shit, I'm gonna have a good time with. You know what I mean? So even though Ninja Gaiden's impossibly difficult for me and I will never beat it ever in my adult life, I can still very much appreciate it, and I'm glad it's on there too.
Yeah,
It's a
It's
game
classic.
in old time, man. It's a
Well,
game.
Also,
Moose
that-
can beat it with
no,
a
there's
Rock
another
Band controller,
technical game.
so you just got to get good.
Moose is also freakishly talented with that shit, dude.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's a
yeah.
freak.
Was Moose the one that we saw beat Contra with a salami? Was that Moose?
Mario
I
won,
don't
but
think
yeah.
he beat Contra.
That's-
Oh, it was Mario. Oh yeah,
Mario
Benny
was
beat
like-
Contra
you
with his
beat Mario
face.
with
That's
the
what it was.
sauce.
Well, and he also
Yeah.
has a under
don't-
5
you
minute
can't
run
beat
of
Contra
the
with
original
your
Super
face.
Mario Bros. He's like one of the fastest runners in that game in the world.
Who?
Moose.
Jesus.
For what?
Well,
being
a shitload of
freaking
games,
awesome.
but the one I was mentioning for Super Mario Bros. 1, he's done it in under 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, he's definitely.
Isn't the world record like 4 minutes 50 seconds something?
Yeah, his is like 4 minutes, like 52 seconds or something like that.
Oh shit.
He's close.
Jesus.
I have him in my featured list on my channel. If you guys want to go check him out, Stone Boost.
Yeah, he's under Game Glitch Guy on YouTube, so it's confusing.
Definitely check
Not
him
the
out, though.
G3. Oh yeah, Game Glitch Guy G3.
The,
Yeah.
the salami run is my favorite thing I've ever seen him do.
Well,
but
that
I'm
is
pretty
I
sure.
don't think that's
Or-
on his YouTube though.
The salami
Yeah, I
run,
don't
that's
think
on
that's
there.
Is it?
Yeah, I posted
I
a
don't think he has-
a
I think
shitload of
it's
his
on
videos on
listed.
Reddit because I wanted all that Reddit karma.
Scrub.
But no, I think we can agree. Ninja Gaiden, good game. Glad it's on the list. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but good game.
Do you agree with the first
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Do you think they should have put 2 or 3? Do you think the first one's the right one to put?
First one's the right one to put.
I love
I-
the second one better, to be
the
honest.
second one's
I really,
easier, so Mike probably likes that more for that reason.
I just like
I
the
think-
weather, the weather effects in the second one, how they
Yeah.
fuck you up and throw you off and stuff. I really enjoy that extra little bit of challenge that it actually provides. So
Yeah,
I'd say I actually have more trouble with 2 than the first one.
I mean, I think that probably the first one's the right choice. We've seen it a lot with a lot of the games in this list as well, that they go for the first one because it's like the flagship for the series, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once again, this isn't NES All-Stars, this is NES Classic. So they're classic IPs, classic games, you know, things like that. So
we're gonna conversate about the
Although they did do Final Fantasy 3 on the Famicom,
Classic,
not 1, so it's not always true.
yeah.
I'm touche. That's fair salesman, but I mean
Well,
the
I
Famicom
knocked you
one's
out
just
there, Alex.
the Famicom one's just better though. I think I feel like that. I mean, it's got so many more games on it. Like,
It has the same amount of games.
no, it's got 7 more, doesn't it? Or is it just 7
Seven
Seven
different?
different. It's
Different
they don't have
exclusives.
Tecmo Bowl. They don't have like the American games. I don't.
I mean, I know Dubious is gonna skin me for it, and especially when we get to it. But I don't. Tecmo Bowl.
All right, so next
That's
game.
the-
This is this game.
But yeah, next game, and this is another Dubious favorite, and this is my argument for why they couldn't have Miss Pac-Man on there, is because they have the regular Pac-Man on there.
Pac-Man,
What are
yeah.
they doing?
It's
I
the
mean-
flagship title. You got to put it on the
Again, yeah.
quest.
Everyone knows
Flagship
Miss
title.
Pac-Man is better than Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
like,
whole
Oh yeah,
thing. But
Common
I love
knowledge.
Miss Pac-Man. She's a sexy broad. I mean, the game's good.
Jesus,
And
Nico.
once again, another freaking arcade game that's on 50 collections already. Like,
But it's a good game. It's not like it's
Dude.
bad.
fucking Pac-Man!
But it's something
Well,
that
arguably
your
the
parent would
Tengen
sit
versions
down
of-
and
Yeah,
play.
your parents gonna see on the box and they're gonna buy it because they know it.
Parents aren't buying this for children. This is people
Motherfucker,
that
I'm
thirst
buying
stuff
this
and
for
trying to
my
relive
mother.
their-
I'm not buying one of these for myself. Like,
Yeah, you're a collector. You're not the market.
that's what I'm saying.
Donovan's
That's-
the market, and he doesn't need another Pac-Man.
he
To be
just
fair, I
doesn't
don't have a
feel like it.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, they don't make Pac-Man for Neo
You
Geo.
got a
NES,
Pac-Man. Just open up your
or
damn phone.
AES, whatever.
Yeah, they don't make Pac-Man for Neo Geo, but I don't think it's terrible. I mean, obviously from a gameplay standpoint, you would want Mrs. Pac-Man, not the original Pac-Man. But I think from a marketing standpoint, original Pac-Man makes more sense.
No, it's just this. No, Mrs. Pac-Man's the way to go.
Well, you join Nintendo and sell this with Miss Pac-Man.
Like I said, at least it's not Paperboy.
I'm just saying.
Paperboy.
Dude,
On
Paperboy
the
totally
NES?
should have been on
Yes!
there.
Paperboy on the NES.
Paperboy's the shit, dude. Oh my god, what is wrong with you? You hate my childhood.
Paperboy's super iconic. That definitely should have been on there.
I'm honestly a little
Marble
surprised
Madness.
it's not.
There's nothing on this from Rare. That is
Marble Madness. Yeah. Fuck.
I'm honestly very, very surprised that Paperboy isn't on here because when I think of NES, that's one of the games I think of.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, is there any Atari? No, there's no Atari IP games on here.
Thank God.
No.
So technically, it was an Atari IP, just Mindscape did the NES port.
But we'll get into Paperboy when we get to talking about games that we wish were on here. Moving on to the next game, and this is fairly topical, I feel like, Mr. Lucius T, but Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, not the Mike Tyson version.
Yeah.
Dan, you want to weigh in on Punch-Out? Your Glass Joe defeat.
Ooh, wait, losing to Glass Joe, that's rough. I don't even beat that.
You didn't get to watch
Spoiler!
it.
Spoiler!
No, she.
We're moving
Of
into
course she's
spoiler
gonna lose to
territory
him.
here, folks.
Of course, come on, don't give her any confidence.
Punch-Out's
Jesus.
definitely a
Well, the video's been up.
Top
There's
5 NES
two of
game.
them. The first one went up like a month ago, so if he hasn't seen that yet,
That's about the last one.
Yeah, I've watched that one.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It was great.
Well, of course, we all know why it could be Mike Tyson. I mean, that's fine. But yeah, absolutely, this game needs to be on this. This is the quintessential NES game to a lot of people.
It's fucking good.
It's a pattern-based sports action game. Like how did that happen? Like if you looked at the title Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you would think it's gonna be as shitty as Jack Nicholson's Golf if you never played it. But you put it in and
It's Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicholson,
Not actually
yeah.
Jack Nicholson, dude.
Whatever, dude. It's the same thing. But it's
Not
so
the same.
good. Each one of the characters is so memorable. I mean, hell, Soda Popinski, Bald Bull, the freaking Piston Honda.
It is a Nintendo game, though. It is their IP, technically. So
Yeah.
they did create all of those characters.
Well, a lot of those characters came from the arcade version.
That they
Yeah, it
made.
is.
That
but
they
they
made,
also-
yeah.
Yeah. But they changed it because in the arcade he was a wireframe guy, and they gave Little Mac a personality. And
Well, they went back to
swapped
wireframes with the Super
around.
Nintendo.
Yeah, but who cares about that one?
Let's not get into who that guy is. Yeah. I mean,
Point being, though, Punch-Out is a really good fucking game. Like I said, I'm not somebody who
Yes.
plays a lot of NES, but Punch-Out,
Really?
great. I really like Super Punch-Out, great. Punch-Out Week, great. I think it's just a fun IP. It's lighthearted, it's fun. It's really rewarding too. You feel good when you read
There's a,
tells and you fucking knock
When you
people
actually
out.
take somebody
There's
out,
a
yeah,
bar.
it is.
There's a bar near me and Luke where if you can take down Mike Tyson, they'll give you a bottle of champagne.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
what the hell is this?
It's in San
My uncle
Francisco.
was
It's
my
called Soda Popinski's.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know about this and I don't? What the fuck?
That's great.
That's
Holy
it.
shit.
I gotta go pour out a
Wonderful.
sody pop now, guys. I'll be back.
But no, Punch Out, I think another probably make an
Makes
argument
sense.
top 10 games on here. Really
Again,
fucking good.
When you think
Mhm.
It's not
NES,
top
that,
5. Like this game.
Top 5
Oh,
NES for sure.
Yeah.
when you
Good.
think NES, again, that's one of those games that.
Which you wouldn't even think. I mean, you wouldn't think looking on the surface a boxing game, but it's so much fun.
I mean, once again, it comes down to design. It's just so satisfying to play Punch Out. Like, you get fucking into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have
it's
been
good.
cool to have Ring King on here also because that's a 2-player game and that's a lot of fun. But
I think generally they should have had a few more 2-player games. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
talk about it a little bit at the end, but I think
Yeah.
Punch Out, very good choice. Happy it's on there.
King Hippo
Next
for
one.
days.
Dude, King Hippo for days. Representing
King
the piece
Hippo! Oh,
this
God.
is the best game on the whole NES Mini.
Oh, Star
I
Tropics?
think.
The next one, Star Tropics?
Hands fucking down.
I've never
the-
played
the
it.
second time-
I can't
The
say.
second time I started collecting NES, this was the first game I picked up. The third time I started collecting NES, this was the first game that I picked
Right, I
up. Star
resent.
Tropics has always been one of those games that I
How
really
does the NES Mini deal with the letter?
you probably
Who-
you
I'm
could
sure it's
probably
in
go into the same way they did with the Wii, where you can actually access a digital copy of the manual,
Hmm.
and in there they have like a little button that you can click on that will
To make it
it
wet?
does like animation where it looks like it's
Oh,
dipping the
yeah.
note in water.
Is that really how they did it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool if that's the case.
Yeah, that's how they did it on the
Nice.
Wii shop. You can look it up. There's somebody who did a super extensive review of it, and they added like in those little extra bits. Well, how would you play this game nowadays? Well, and then they went into it. But yeah, it's just one of those fantastic games that never got to make it off of the NES either. Too, like it's so classic. The music, it's an Americanized version of Zelda with direction. They tell you kind of where you have to go next, which is another thing that I appreciated over The Legend of Zelda.
It's a
See,
great game.
Star Tropics, unfortunately, isn't a game I played. It's one that I've seen played through a million times online, and, fucking who doesn't love Zelda clones, right? Fuck yeah, let me earn it! But I haven't played it. I'm happy it's on there because it's one that I'm actually really looking forward to playing. You know
You're
what I
gonna
mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a blast playing it,
Yeah,
man.
it's-
Right now,
it's a-
the music is just.
Yeah,
It
it's like-
literally, you feel like you're on the island adventuring. Like
Yeah, it's
so-
an IP that doesn't get much love beyond, of
The
course,
Island Adventure.
this game and its sequel
Adventure Island
that was also NES.
Man, they should have brought the Star Tropics guy into Smash.
They were
Mike?
gonna give Ness one of the outfits because in Star Tropics 2 you get like telekinetic abilities and stuff like that, and Ness has the baseball bat that you collect. He has the telekinetic abilities. He has the yo-yo, which is all the weapons that you get in Star Tropics. So they were thinking about giving Ness a skin.
So
but
is
they
Star
just-
Tropics a Mother prequel?
No,
No, it's nothing to do with
I'm
Mother.
just
It's a
kidding.
but
completely
they
different.
so
They should have, man.
in the first. Yeah, they originally, like I said, they were going to give Ness
give
a
him
Mike
that.
Jones outfit. Yes, his name is Mike Jones in the game, the hero.
A good name.
The reason I liked it was because his name was Mike. So
You spend most of
Hell
your
yeah.
time. Spend most of your time raising up and taking your shirt off.
no, that's Petey Pablo.
Oh, that's pretty fun, yeah.
But no, so Rewind, you think it's the best game on the whole list.
The best game on the
Unanimously
whole fucking list. Sorry.
seems
No.
pretty fucking loved. I'm surprised that when I looked up the loose price, I got 9. That doesn't sound right, but that's what I found.
Extraordinarily common.
It's,
Super
it's
popular.
very
Common.
common. It's like everyone had it, but for some reason, no one remembers playing it.
It just
Like, I-
never took him, dude. It's,
This at least proves Nintendo still knows. They're like, hey,
well,
we
that's
have
the
Star
thing
Tropics.
too. Is the second one was supposed to be a Super Nintendo game, but they were like, we want to put out a couple of more
Zoda's
games on the
Revenge.
Nintendo. So
And
they
it's,
put the
yeah, it's not
second
even
one out.
Star
on
Tropics
NES.
2. It's Zoda Revenge, Star Tropics
it's-
2.
Well, it's literally one of the last games, like one of the last like fucking 6 or 7 games released for the console too. The
Yeah,
second
it's
one.
super late.
Yeah, so like
It's
94.
probably the cheapest super late game too. Actually.
it's so fucked up too because had that been on Super Nintendo, God knows where the series would have been today.
Could've
Who
been
knows?
as
Maybe we'll see
popular
it
as
come back.
Fire Emblem.
You never know, man.
What about Fire
Star
Emblem?
Tropics might come back. Could see the dream. Just keep on believing, Mike.
Star
Don't
Tropics
don't
Switch?
stop believing.
Fire
Oh God, let's not open that can of worms. Moving on to the next game, though. I will admit, have never actually played this one personally either, but Super C.
That was the Contra game I grew up with.
Love it.
Good.
I love it.
Good game, man.
Love it. It's much better than Contra.
Yeah.
I like it more than Contra.
We
I
didn't
like
have
it more.
Contra
Music
as
is
kids. We had
fucking
Super C,
great.
and yeah.
Yeah, those orchestra hits are powerful.
It's
shit.
just as good as Contra. I don't know if it's
Another
best.
thing-
I
Another
like it
thing-
more than
but
Contra.
it's-
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
just as good.
I prefer the
Another
top-down
thing
levels
that
to
it
the
did
hallway
that the
levels. for
original
sure.
Contra didn't do was inclined planes. Instead of just straight platforms, there's actually like hills you have to run up and stuff now, which
Yeah.
was another really cool like added feature to it. I thought.
Yeah.
Very neato.
It's
A lot
still
more
it's-
Think
environmental,
about it.
like,
Think about
activity.
it. In Contra 1, tell me one inclined plane that you had to run up.
Okay, but here's my question. Not that I give a fuck about ramps, but would you rather have the original Contra or Super C?
Super C, that's what I'm saying.
Super
It
C.
adds
I'd
more
rather have
diversity
Super
to
C,
the-
but I think
to
it
the
makes more
gameplay.
sense to have the original Contra on it.
Yeah, if we're
Yes.
talking about
Yes.
name recognition, the fact that
Contra.
they didn't go with Contra on this and they went with Super C, where that's one of the more interesting choices of the whole collection.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they're both just as good, but people know Contra. They know the fucking Contra code, which is the Konami code, but they know the Contra code. In Super C, it's not even the same thing. So it's really, this is the most interesting choice, I think, in the whole
Yeah.
collection. Why did they
I'll
do
agree
this?
with that?
Because
What
Konami's
would-
like,
Galaga-
everyone wants Contra? Fuck it, we'll give him Super C.
And I'm
Galaga's-
feeling, that's what I think is maybe Konami's like, fuck it, we'll give him Super C, you know, whatever. You know, let's see if they care, because it's Super C on the Famicom one too. So
Really?
it's really weird.
I thought it was called-
I love the game. I'm glad that it's going to get some more play because no one talks about it compared to Contra. You know, I always call it just Contra as well. I mean, it's Contra 2. I never call it
It
Super
is.
C.
Oh,
I mean, it's Contra 2. Like,
fuck that, man. We should have a Contra Force.
No, Contra Force. Actually, it's funny you bring that up. Contra 3 was actually supposed to be Contra 4, but they were like,
Yeah.
let's not count
Yeah,
Contra
yeah,
Force.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
just call
Yeah.
it Contra
Yeah.
3.
yeah. Let's figure
Here's
it out.
my
Where's the
thing.
Genesis one lie in that?
I
Genesis
think
doesn't count in numerology, as Bloodlines will tell you.
Actually, the two of the stages appear on two of the stages from the Genesis version appear on Contra 3 for the GBA because they replaced the Mode 7 stages with two of the stages from Contra Hardcore. Yeah,
That makes
pretty
sense.
cool, pretty fucking
That's
badass,
cool.
man.
See, I guess for me, I'm with Luke in that I think it's really interesting. Like I said, I've played Contra. I've never played Super C, but I feel like generally when I talk to people, the response I get is that people like Super C more. So like you would think that factors in, but on the same note, we're seeing Pac-Man and not Mrs. Pac-Man. You know what I mean?
Galaga,
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, fucking Galaga.
Super
That's
C
so,
also
like,
has
you're-
awesome box art.
Yeah, it does. But they all do. I mean,
They're like running like this on the cover from what I
Well, it's got that
remember.
spider thing chasing them from the third level.
I have the box. I can go get it.
See, what somebody needs to do now is take the covers from every game in here and replace it with Rewind Mike. That would be the solution to move consoles. That would do it.
I don't think
I already
head can
did that.
fit on a box though.
But no.
It's too. His head can't fit. It's too big and too bald. It'll blind people.
Well, and pictures are still so greasy that they'd slide right off. But we could fucking try. You never
Slide
know.
right off the picture.
But no, Super C, thumbs up. Really glad that they put a Contra game on there, regardless, just because they're fucking good.
It's
So-
one of the. It's like the Final
Three
Fantasy
Konami
moment. You
games.
need the third-party support, and that is the Super C. Even though it's weird, it's not Contra. That's another one of the reasons why I think this is gonna be such a huge success. Is because this thing has the best third-party support Nintendo's ever had in like 2 decades. Like, it
True.
really has.
No, honestly, as sad as it is, that's 100% fucking true.
Like that was the joke I had when it came out. I was like, "Wow, this is the best third-party support Nintendo's ever had." Jesus.
That's the best note of the podcast. It's over, folks. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, the show's done. It can't get any better from here. But no, moving on, and I feel like we can kind of talk about these three at the same time
Yeah.
because they're all so
Oh,
fucking
we should.
similar. Yeah, the Super Mario Bros. 1 through 3. Best one in my opinion being 3, though don't get me wrong, I get hard for some Doki Doki Panic. It's a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain.
2-3-1 for me. It'd be 2-3-1.
I just bought it. I just bought the Famicom Disc one. I've been wanting to play the.
That's a
original.
pretty pricey FDS.
It's like I got it for like $20.
That's a pretty
Got
good
a
deal.
Yeah. Let's see if it's actually it though when I play it.
Another good thing about the three of them is they actually all kind of play really differently. So yeah, they're all 3 Mario games, but you're not really getting the same experience out of each
Agreed.
package.
Rank
agreed.
them. Rank them. I got 3, 2, 1. That'd be my
2-3-1.
2, 3, 1.
Yeah, 2-3-1 definitely.
3-3-3.
3, 2, 1 for me. I also think, and I'd be interested in hearing whether you guys agree or not, but I feel like if they were going to only put on one Super Mario Brothers game, I feel like it would have been 3.
It would have had to have been 3.
Of course.
I think they would have done one. I think they would have pulled because as much as I don't like the first one, everyone just remembers it as the thing that changed the game. And if
The
you had
wizard.
if you had the third one versus the first one on the NES Classic and nothing else, which come on, that would never happen.
But generally speaking, I mean, I think if you talk to an average person that remembers that played the NES back in the day, I think most people would say Super Mario Bros. 3 is the best game on the entire system, like on average.
Especially if you
Favorite.
ask Benevolent Dick. I hear he fucking loves that game.
For casuals, they're all going to say Mario 3 is one of their favorite games, honestly.
Well, it's the
Also,
one that I
we were
remember.
younger- We were younger than.
That's what I'm saying.
Mario 3 we remembered. Like, we weren't 10 when Mario 1 came out. So, it just depends. I like Mario 3 more.
Oh, I totally agree. Way more power-ups, better level design, more colors, for that matter,
It's all stage.
better sprite
I don't know.
work.
Mario 3 is
World
the one that I
4 with the
remember.
giant world? Come on.
It's good shit. And then
Yeah,
honestly,
the giant world was nuts. I remember getting that for the first time and being like, "Oh my god, the turtles are bigger than
Yeah.
you! What's going on?"
It
also,
was
quick
very
question.
intimidating.
Mike, you have the Famicom list up, right?
Yes, sir.
Does it have Doki Doki Panic or does it have Super Mario USA?
It has
called
Super
Mario
Mario
USA.
USA.
Mario
Hell
USA.
yeah!
So-
That
well,
I've
it's
actually
better
got that on my
anyways. I
Famicom.
played through all of Doki Doki Panic, and there's no run button.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, there's not. It's a harder game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the graphics on Mario USA or 2 or whatever you want to call it, it's more refined. Like the plants on the ground are just black. And
I mean, at least we didn't get Solomon's Key, guys.
God,
Well,
I
it's just
hate that
I
game.
really like Mario 2, and I think it's worth noting how much of like the Mario universe
Rather get that than
actually
Galaga.
fucking come out of Mario Brothers 2.
You'd rather
Like,
Solomon's
floating
Key.
and-
Yeah.
Rather than Galaga, they didn't get all the freaking arcade trash.
You guys
Well, and
can't
Shy
stand
Guys
that.
are technically not even originally thought to be part of the Mario Brothers universe, but now they've been
Yeah.
incorporated.
And then they are, which is great.
No, I mean Mario 2 introduced
kinda.
Shy Guys, Bob-ombs, the Birdo.
Yeah,
There's a lot of-
a lot of
Shy
stuff. A
Guys
lot of stuff
still
that was in
aren't
the
too big
Super
of a
Mario
staple.
Brothers Super Show.
Like, yeah, you think Shy Guys when you think Mario, but it's not like a staple that you still even see in games.
mean,
Like,
they're
where
really
is Wart? Where the
They're in
hell
like
is
all
Wart?
spin-off Mario games.
Oh,
Yeah,
nobody
I don't,
misses
I don't
Wart.
think
Don't
they're
bring
in
that
3D
problem.
I
world
miss
or
Wart.
even.
He was
He's
actually
in freaking,
killed in
Link's
Mario 2.
Awakening, man, slumming it.
He was from a dream, first of all, so we'll never see him again, probably.
He's in Link's Awakening.
That's
He is.
true. You're
he
right.
is.
Weird.
But he's not called Wart. He's
But
got a
technically,
different
Link's
name,
Awakening
I
is
believe.
also a dream.
Yeah,
Fuck
that is
that, we need
true.
Daydream
Link's
and Baby
Awakening
on
is
here.
a dream.
So he's basically the Freddy Krueger of the Nintendo
Yeah, that's what it is.
multiverse.
God, that puts a really dark spin on it. That creeps. me
Halloween
out.
episode, guys.
Yeah, there we go.
But it
Ruby's
sounds
paint
like
stuff green. You'll be Wart.
we can all agree that the worst one is the original Super Mario Bros.
Yes, which is hilarious, right?
It's just-
People are
I mean,
gonna
it's still
crucify us.
Still good, but it's just.
It's just too much, too known. So it's just like whatever. The 2 and 3 did so much
Yeah, that's-
more.
Yeah,
I do not like
that's
the
thing
controls
is-
of it. I just don't like
The physics aren't.
Let's
they've
say
aged
this,
kinda poorly.
guys. Let's say this. Stage 1-1 will be remembered as one of the greatest stages forever.
And I
Yep.
mean that's totally fair.
Yeah.
That's game
There's
making
no
101.
Completely, it is
stage
probably
1-1.
one of the most known stages in any video game. Is stage 1-1
and
of Mario.
recreated too, for that matter.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of work put into it.
Because
Most
I mean,
people
the
do.
first person that ever got their hands on
Classic.
Little Big Planet, you know which level they made?
1-1.
Doom.
The giant penis.
A giant. It was actually probably the dick. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably
basically.
yeah.
But
What did you do, Mike? Did you do? You did a big penis.
But no, moving on to the next game, and I know this is one of Dubious's favorite ones, so I imagine it's one of his
Fucking
favorites on the list.
love this game.
Motherfucking Tecmo Bowl.
For the Americans, we gotta have a football.
Good game. Awesome game. Awesome
Yeah.
scenes.
But
Awesome
not
scenes
Tecmo
when you
Super
get like
Bowl?
interceptions and touchdowns. It goes into like this really cool, like fucking 8-bit art that's like super detailed and like really nice looking. They did a good job for capturing the essence of football in a little NES card.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I don't know. I need to spend more time with it. I'm sure there needs to be some night where I sit down and get just wasty with
With a
dudes
friend.
and play a bunch of Tecmo.
You gotta play against someone else. It's one of
Do it
those
with a
games,
friend,
Definitely
yeah.
multiplayer.
or like a bunch of games where it's you play by yourself. It's not going to be as enjoyable.
And you guys
That
were
one
saying there wasn't enough multiplayer games. Come on. Tecmo Bowl?
Okay, here's the,
That's all you
here's the
ever
question
need.
though.
Shut up.
Which is a better multiplayer game? Which is a better multiplayer game? Tecmo Bowl or Double Dragon?
Tecmo Bowl.
Double Dragon.
Yeah, Double Dragon.
Tecmo
Dude.
Bowl can get old.
Tecmo Bowl's
Double
never
Dragon,
gotten old for
probably.
me. That's always been one of my favorite games of all
You're
time.
getting your
much as
ass
I love
handed to
both
you, and the
games-
guy's looking at your controller and seeing what you're doing. like,
As
at least
much
a
as
little spike.
As much as I love both games, I've revisited Double Dragon 2 many more times.
See, for me, it's Tecmo Bowl. I like.
You're a sports nerd.
You
I-
fired up Tecmo Bowl more times than Double Dragon 2.
Yep, totally.
Although I still
Also,
think-
keep in mind, Dubious said over half of these titles were just
I
straight
know.
trash. So
Yeah, that's another game
Guys,
you
don't
like.
forget, go
It's a
watch
miracle.
NES Chronology, guys.
Yeah, it's pronounced NES. God, fucking.
No, like Tecmo Bowl, I used to play it
Jeff?
with my cousins all the time as a kid. Like, and like it That game pretty much lives in my NES.
To be fair, I remember you living here and you played that game a fucking lot.
Yeah,
so.
I love Tecmo Bowl, dude. I'd say
That
it's
and Turtles. And you would just play Turtles and scream at your TV. That's just what I remember.
But should it be Tecmo Super Bowl over Tecmo Bowl?
That's
that
a good
one
question.
I like
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Technically, if you want to play the best version, you play the Tecmo Bowl hack of the 1998 Denver Broncos.
Anyway.
God.
Nobody
Yeah,
gives
which is another funny, great thing is that every year they make a new hack of it with the current rosters.
Yep.
So there's like a Tecmo Bowl 15, 16. Like that's super cool. That's super cool that you can technically play it still to this day with. I mean, I don't think it has players' names or anything, or does it?
Yeah, no, it does. In
does.
The Tecmo Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Well, and I think, like, I don't like a lot of, like, very simulation-based sports games, but I really like arcadey ones, and I think Tecmo Bowl ranks in the top 3 sports games ever made, which would have to be Tecmo Bowl, NBA Jam, NFL Blitz.
You left out baseball stars. Your credibility is gone.
You left out NHL hits also.
And Mutant League hockey.
Well, we got, what about Mega Man Soccer in this bitch? What are we doing?
Oh, come on, man. We don't need to get there. That's disgusting. Let's
we
slow
can
the
all
roll
agree
down.
that Dubious is the Mario 1 of this podcast.
I think we can all
say
agree
that
he's
about
the
me.
Galaga of this podcast. Just simple and old. That's just all it is.
I like my football, and I like.
Crack open
Moving
a
on to the next
Coors
game.
Light and play some Tecmo Bowl.
Jesus Christ. Moving on to the next game. I don't even really feel like there's a whole lot to say on it besides the fact that it's just fucking great. Legend of Zelda.
What's a Zelda?
Obviously,
it's another
I
must-have. Gotta have
fucking
it.
hated this when this game originally came out. I did not know that on the 25th screen, I had to burn the third bush from the fucking left. Like,
Hey, don't spoil it. I still haven't beat it.
good, it doesn't. There's so many bushes on the game. You're not even gonna know which one is the third one
Oh,
from
I know
the
which
fucking
one. I've
left.
seen the screenshot.
He knows the bush.
I'm just saying. My point is,
Very
is
good when it comes to hunting down.
it was
bush.
one of those games where they literally had you poking in each corner. When I was younger, I was not having that shit, man. Fuck off, bro. Give me my platforming games all fucking day. Very
I was-
fast, very progressive game, something I could memorize, something I could get down, something I could put to my muscle memory, and I could feel good about getting through stages faster each time. But as I got older, The Legend of Zelda matured. Much like a fine wine.
Oh, God. I think you're
Good
actually
gag,
grab
good
the
gag.
bottle for your
I was
fucking
drinking
joke.
last night,
I've
that's
been
why.
sitting there the whole time, just waiting.
He's just had
I
it
was
planned. He's
drinking.
like, there'll be some game. It'll be perfect. But no, I think Zelda's a good game. Dungeons are a blast to play. Obviously, dungeon design's fantastic. The weapons and items are responsive. Like, it's a good game. It doesn't hold your fucking hand. It is definitely not one of those games by any means, but it's good. And obviously had to be on here. Like, there's not much to talk about. Like, it had to be on here.
If
It's
you've
like the
never
Mario-
played it, dude,
Yeah.
that game will add the most solid amount of gameplay. Like you'll either completely enjoy it or you'll completely hate it. But
I
Like,
do
what
have,
Zelda
I have it.
What I find much more interesting is that the last game included on the list is Zelda 2 Adventure of Link.
How is that interesting?
I
Because
love it.
it's one of those games, I think it's kind of like Castlevania Simon's Quest. It's either you
No,
love it or you hate it. It's a very...
He's right. You either love it or you hate it. He's right.
Like,
It is
there's
one of those
nobody in
games.
the middle
It
with...
does not have nearly the amount of hatred as Castlevania 2, though. People say Zelda 2 is tough because they're idiots and they don't know how to play it, which
Honestly, I
I've
think
told
it's pretty
many
close.
a time. You don't
It
do
is-
Death Mountain after the first palace. You go to the swamp, you kill some octave rocks, and then you level up your sword extra, skip the heart, skip the magic, and bam, you've whipped it
The
like your
psychopath
mom
over
on
here actually
Saturday
knows how to
night.
play it.
I mean, I've made it further without having to do that. But yeah, I mean, if you want
I
to
love
grind
Zelda
it,
2, man. It's a good game. Good
It's
game.
just that's like people
I love
shitting
it.
on
Yep.
Mario 2. Like if you're gonna say that, there's no like people still.
Well, except who shits on Mario 2? I'm saying
People
in
do.
my life...
People do for a long time.
Literally,
People have been
if in
shitting
my
on Mario.
day-to-day life, I hear people refer to Adventure of Link in the exact same way they talk about Simon's Quest. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, it's
Like-
either you love or you hate it. Like you said, there
You're
is
either wrong
no
or you're
middle.
right, and it's a bad game, you know?
But there's no way it wasn't going to be on it. Like, if you look at some of the greatest games on the NES,
I don't
Zelda
know.
2 is my favorite.
If you're going to
NES
put every
game.
Mario on it, you need to put every Zelda on it. That's all there is to it.
I mean, let
had
me
to do with it
phrase it
being
like this. I am just as surprised Adventure of Link is on there as I am that Simon's Quest is on there. I find it very surprising that both of those games are on there, considering their
shut
generally
the hell
mixed to negative response. I'm not saying they're bad games.
That is
I don't personally think they're
retroactive
bad
negative
games.
response. When Zelda 2 came out, it was beloved. There was none of this. That's what I mean. Everyone's looking back and saying it now.
It's so different. It's so different. There was only 2 of them at the time. How is it
Yeah.
so different? Like,
Zelda.
And for me, I hated the first Zelda, and I loved Zelda 2 because
I
I
agree
could
with him.
figure it out. The first
100%.
Zelda was cryptic as fuck. Zelda 2, oh, here's the palace. Okay, great. I have a candle now. Oh, I got a spell. Oh, I can get past. It was much better at teaching you how to get through it than Zelda 1 was.
Yep.
Zelda 2 is actually the first Zelda game I ever played, and after playing that, I never played a Zelda game for another 10 years.
I played Zelda 2 and then I played Zelda 1, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, I got my brother's collection the other day, and he had a box Zelda 2, and in it was a hand-drawn map, which I never thought we did that, but it was a hand-drawn map for the final palace, and like literally there was a little clip note thing that had get this here, get this here, get this here, get this here. Here's the spell. Here's the spell. It was crazy. Because I remember beating this game when I was 5 or 6, like super young. How the fuck did I beat it before the internet?
You
But it
weren't
must have been-
4.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have the freaking grease power. You know,
Powered by
whatever.
fettuccine.
I wasn't
salsa.
deep fried Mike.
Deep Fried Mike, I like that. That could be the name of his new show. I'd be into it. I'd check it out. Tonight on Food Network, Deep Fried Mike.
Hey guys, Deep
Fried
Fried Mike here.
cook some
Today we're
good.
talking
Balls
about
in a little bit of
fast forwards
marinara.
and Konami pachinko machines in the 90s and 80s.
But no, I'm not saying I think Adventure of Link is a bad game, because I don't think that's
shut
the
up.
case.
You said it didn't deserve to be on it. Your opinion.
No, I'm saying I'm surprised
He's
it's
saying-
on there.
He was saying it's at the same standard that people hold Castlevania 2, where they either like it or they hate it. There is no middle ground.
Which
he
is-
wasn't saying it was bad.
No, I know, but there's a
I'm
lot
saying I
more-
think those are the 2 most controversial titles on the list.
the divisiveness of Castlevania 2 is based a lot in James's review.
Yes.
The divisiveness of Zelda 2 is based on the difficulty.
and the
Castlevania
change, the change of tone. in
Well,
the
just
gameplay.
imagine if that sword was only 3 pixels longer.
Oh, then you're looking at my shit now.
As Jimmy Hopper would say, the Gojira penis.
Oh, too big! It's too big!
You got the 3 more pixels than me. Your penis is so very large.
God, big
Oh,
fucking
we
shout
can
out
get
to
to
Jimmy
her
Hopper.
voice. She's the one who does it the best.
Oh my
He looks
god.
too big.
All the same though, I
So,
am
one-
happy Zelda 2 is on there. It's a
Yeah,
good.
Donovan, you shut up. Nico, what do you think is Zelda 2, the greatest Zelda on the
I just said I liked it. I liked it a lot. I had fun playing that on the collector's edition on the GameCube. That's what I had to play that and the original. And both,
That's
I was just like, what fun games. I
That's actually
enjoyed
where
it
I
a
got
whole
the
lot.
first.
These games are
was
neat.
Was on the GameCube version.
These games
I got
are-
to
wow.
the palace that you have to like walk across the water to go get to.
Yep. The
That's-
sixth
that's-
palace.
The Jesus walk to the next
That's
palace.
as far as I got, and I was like, I'm fucking done with these fucking knights, dude. Like the ones that like block
Yeah.
you up and down, I'm fucking done.
Oh, you got to learn how to kill the Dark Nuts.
I
or the
tried. You jump and you down slash.
Hey, man.
No, you don't down slash. You jump, hit, jump, hit, jump, hit.
It's a very interesting method.
I'll go back
That's how
because I
you do
did
it, dude.
enjoy it.
I will do a live stream of it, and I will show you noobs.
No,
especially
just go
Alex.
back to live streaming Werewolf or something. Like,
Oh, I will. I
My
will.
body is
I will
ready.
beat that one of these days.
But no, that as we've gone over a little bit on time doing that whole list, but that going through them is the entire list of all 30 games on there. So now that we have gone through the entire list, before we wrap this up, I have 2 big questions that I want to hear everybody's opinion on, okay? First off, do you think it's worth it, or would you rather just emulate it with, like, say, Raspberry Pi or something like that? And then second off, if you could put one game on there that's not represented, what would it be? And let's go ahead and start. Just because I like hearing his voice, let's go ahead and start with Nico.
Oh, that's so kind.
Set
But well, I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I already have pretty much most of these games, so I don't have to really get it. The only reason I would is for the HDMI-ness or the and just being like, oh, look at that, it's a little NES, and I'll just be like, people, look, check me out, bro.
Right.
Yeah, and plus having that controller for the Wii would be sweet as well for that. But I mean, I got the EverDrive as well, so I still, I'm fine with my experience. The only thing is the HD, just to see like how the pixels are, and I guess seeing the interface and interacting with that. But I would just go like EverDrive or the Raspberry Pi. And for my one game, that's too much, man. I'm actually thinking like a game that would reasonably be on there and not just like, oh, fucking
Little Thing.
Jesus. Vice Project Doom, which would actually be pretty sweet if
VPD should
someone
totally
got
be on
the. Yeah, actually, I don't want to say that in case you want to say that, Dubious, but
there. I got
for me, I actually wanted to say like, I mean, I don't want to say Blaster Master. I want to say a Sunsoft game because, like, where's the Sunsoft representation? I would probably put. Oh no, I couldn't do Gremlins. I mean, this is like a wish list or dream list, so it could be anything. But I'd be a little reasonable. I'd be a little reasonable. Maybe say like Journey to Silius. I love Journey to Silius. It's one of my favorite Sunsoft games. But Professor's Quest. I wanted to say Professor's Quest, but I would probably say Journey to Silius just as kind of a reasonable game from past. It's not classic, but I would want it because Sunsoft. Get a Sunsoft in there.
I will admit, it is surprising the companies that aren't represented on here. I think that is fair. I think that is valid and worth noting. What about you, Mr. Dubious?
Mr. Dubious, Uncle Dubs.
Big Papa J-Dubs.
How much did we just say this thing is going for? What is it, like $40?
$60.
$60, dude.
That's
I mean,
with the controller and everything.
So here's where I'm at. I think it's cool. I don't know. I'm probably gonna buy one because I'm an idiot. But I do think the controller length is a massive issue with it.
They're already selling extenders for them.
Are they? Okay, so
Yeah,
that's going to be completely. I really wish those controllers were wireless. That'd be nice, especially at a $60 price tag. I mean, yeah, all these games are worth X amount. You're looking at it like if you just say, even if you're like
$450.
buying it $5 each on the Wii, you're getting a good deal. The up-resing thing is like really the top thing that does it for me on it. If you don't already own most of these games, I'd probably recommend getting it to anyone who's interested. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you could just get a Raspberry Pi and an Xbox 360 controller for the same price, and you could play basically everything up to PS2 on that. So, it's collectible. There's a lot of ins and outs, a lot of what have yous, a lot of with this console. But the game I really wish we could have seen on it was Super Dodgeball.
Yeah, it's so fun, and I don't know. That would be the sports game I would want to put on it.
Excellent multiplayer too.
Mm-hmm.
Too is good. Huh?
The flickeriest graphics in the world, but you can get past that.
Yeah, life goes on. And keep in mind that we're not necessarily... It's okay to say one that's a little obscure, because we're just going for... If you could put one on there, what would it be? And now, I want to hear the answer. What about you, Mr. Rewind Mike?
Me?
Yes.
Well, we'll start with the first question, which was
Of course.
whether to buy the NES Mini or get a Raspberry Pi. And I'm actually pretty conflicted with this because with the purchase of the NES Mini, you give Nintendo money, and through that, maybe we'll get more hardware. Maybe we'll even get an NES Mini 2, which will have, ROMs on it, and we'll be able to play our cartridges, which would be fucking awesome for them to put out new actual functioning hardware, because it's not like they don't have the blueprints and shit like that for it, and they know what specs they need to purchase for it. But at the same time, the player in me, I don't want 30 games. I want to play whatever the fuck I want. See, with a Raspberry Pi, I could still do save states, but I can play Nintendo. I can play Super Nintendo. I can play Sega Genesis.
You can play MAME.
I could play anything I want with the $60 Raspberry Pi. And if I really want it in a Nintendo shell, well, then I'll just get somebody to 3D print me a Nintendo shell on Etsy or something like that. Like, so for me, that's where it comes down to, is the confliction between, are they going to make more hardware if we support it?
Well, there's also a convenience thing there too. Like,
right,
you know,
I understand that, not having to blow in the cartridge, get it to work, and that's another reason that I'd want to get to my mom, because I actually got her an NES with a bunch of these games that she enjoys playing. But Michael, can you come fix this for me? It's not working.
I made you some lasagna.
I got a Nintendo for her now. So for convenience, I understand that. But again, it comes back to the Raspberry Pi, where we can do anything we want.
It's just one of those things where it's tough because it feels like you're getting a more solid thing than with emulating, but it's really just emulating. So it's like, do you go the collector's route, or do you just say fucking goes ball deep into the emulating? You know,
that's what I would do.
I suppose the third option too is the EverDrive.
But again, like I said, it also comes down to, if you support them, are they going to make more? And for the one game is super easy. I already thought about it. Like me and Nico were talking about it before. There's no Sunsoft games on here. I want Batman. I want Batman all the way. That is one of my favorite platforms for the game. It's so responsive. It's so fun. It's got the same atmosphere the movie has, with that dark overtone, you know. And it's just one of those games where, yeah, I had a ton of trouble playing it, but no matter what, I still fire it up to this day. Like, hands down, one of the most enjoyable games on the Nintendo.
I'd just like to see a Batman game on there too, just because I think it'd be funny. It's me, Mario. Oh, where's Rachel? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna save your Princess Miss Mushroom Kingdom.
Well, yeah. Which Batman would you rather have? Return of the Joker
just
or
Batman,
the original?
Just the movie title one.
I mean, I want Return of the Joker, but I mean, you know, it's just phasing me.
I don't like the whole gun mechanic, but
Return of the Joker has some good music.
It does, but again, it comes down to the platforming versus shooting, like
the action.
Exactly.
But
$2, you just buy a Raspberry Pi and put every game on it.
Yeah, which is kind of the argument we're having here too, is if the Raspberry Pi is just a better investment of your money. But what about you, Mr. Lucius T?
Yeah, well, the shit all over you guys. What the fuck? Raspberry Pi, stop it. This is not marketed towards someone who knows how to work one of those things. This is marketed towards people who just want to remember their childhood. They're looking at something that has 30 games, most of which they've heard of or played in the arcade. For them, this is going to be a must-have. This is a no-brainer. I can share this with my 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds. They can plug it in, play it. They can pick any game. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to set up a ROM. I don't have to find the right ROM. Maybe it has a freeze in it. It's by Nintendo. It's licensed by them. It's going to be reliable. It's going to be a good investment. I want to support them doing something like this. And exactly what Mike says. If this one's a hit, who knows? They might release Nintendo's most obscure, well-received, blah, blah, blah. You never know. Like, the sky is the limit. So as far as the worth in it is huge on the consumer base. I see why Nintendo's doing it. They hit it big with the nostalgia train, finally, thank God. And for me personally, I like original hardware. I like all the cartridges. I like the pain in the ass it comes with. But I also, a lot of these games are games that I wouldn't mind just popping in on a Saturday night. I wouldn't mind taking to a friend's house and playing. And if I have this little thing in the palm of my hand that just can literally plug in anywhere, hook up on HDMI, and we're going. Think of the travel. I can take it to my brother's house. I don't have to worry
Travel
about
is one of the things
parts.
I really like about it.
I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, it's compatibility. No, I don't want a fucking Raspberry Pi. I want a damn actual
What about a pumpkin
thing.
pie?
I don't need dessert.
I mean, you're talking about bad ROMs that might freeze. I don't know if you know, but most of these ROMs that they're actually using, they didn't have. They downloaded them off the internet themselves.
All right, Mr. Fact-checking USA, I could care less. I just know that I want an actual thing that's licensed that I don't have to think about, because that's the point. If I was the type to go and get a Raspberry Pi, I'm probably already emulating all this shit anyways, Mike. So that's my stance on that. I'm totally getting one. I'm likely going to use it, likely going to play it. The HDMI alone is great. Maybe I'll finally go through Zelda. And it's just the presentation alone is worth it. The box. It's all just you're not buying this to play the games if you're a collector. You're buying this because you're a collector. That's for what we want. And for the games that I'd put on it, there's one genre that's not really represented, that really wasn't represented on the NES anyways, but was one of my all-time favorite games on the NES. It was my favorite game for a long time, would be Maniac Mansion. There's no adventure games.
Yeah, you're right. There's no adventure games.
No
I
adventure
thought you were
games
going to say
whatsoever.
like Rad Racer.
No, Maniac Mansion is great. It's an excellent game. I would pop in that thing every year, between 5 and 20. Even recently, I probably played it. Like I enjoyed the shit out of that game, and that'd be a nice genre to have that isn't represented in this collection. Like there's platformers, there's arcade, there's this. It's a nice reason to have it in there.
Shadowgate is another one that should probably be in there.
Just picking one. I mean, you could say Uninvited, Shadowgate, Deja Vu. Maniac Mansion is going to be the one that people probably know the most out of all those, I would guess, seeing as how it's the cheapest.
Everybody
It's like a
knows Maniac
$15
Mansion,
game,
though.
I think.
No, I don't think it's cheap anymore, bro.
It was pretty cheap. Maybe it's gone up to like 20, but it's not any more than that.
I mean, that's fair. There were a lot of adventure games back then. It is, now that you mention it, kind of surprising that there isn't
It's
one
a
on there.
freaking point and click.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's that a lot of those old ones haven't necessarily aged wildly well either. It's kind of a tough pitch, you know what I mean?
I was always. It's really what you move the cursor across the screen. You push A, and the guy moves.
Ghosts and Goblins didn't age well, but that's on there.
I mean, also fair. But no, I would be okay with it.
It's a better interface than Deja Vu and all those. It's not a screen and then you move into like a 3D world. This one you have characters. You can switch from. There's
They
multiple
walk around.
endings. There's multiple ways to go through it. There's a lot of replayability in it. And like I don't even know all the ways you can beat it. There's so many different ways. I mean, there was a Nintendo Power issue like dedicated to it early on. I think there's like one of the big early cover issues when they talked about it.
But I guess personally, I'm honestly kind of agreeing with Luke on this. Like, if we're talking about you're looking to play games just to emulate them, right? Chances are you're just going to download like a fucking NES emulator and a bunch of the ROMs. I know that that's what I have. You know what I mean? Not to condone it, but I'm saying if you're buying the NES Mini Classic, or at least why I will most likely be buying the NES Classic, is like it's a fucking presentation thing. You know what I mean? Like if I want to make some big fucking emulator that'll play a million things, absolutely, you're gonna want to go Raspberry Pi. You can make fucking MAME cabinets with it. You know what I mean? Like it gives you more options. But that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a first-party Nintendo product that'll give me first-party Nintendo games, but not cost me an arm and a leg. You know what I mean? So I think that's the appeal for it, is somebody who wants like an actual, genuine, quote-unquote Nintendo experience. It isn't just some random emulator that are put together. And it's not to talk shit about the Raspberry Pi. Like, what you can do with technology like that is amazing. It's super impressive. It's really fucking cool. But I'm just saying that's not what I'm looking to get out of this necessarily.
Another cool thing, though, is like Dubious said earlier, is if you look at each game as $5 a pop on the Wii Shop, you're still going and fucking saving, and you're getting a cool little NES.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like,
And
it's cool, and it's very awesome. Again, I love it. I just think a Raspberry Pi for the amount of money would be more practical, especially with the user interfaces that they have for Raspberry Pis now, where you can open it
how
up
to
and
use one of those. I have no idea where to even start.
No, you just
you know how to
install.
use
You just
Google.
install.
You make YouTube videos, right? You know how to use Google.
But I have to learn something new. I don't want to learn something new.
It's really not learning. It's
I just
dragging
wanna
something
play.
over to a folder and opening it.
But I mean, Luke's right. It literally is unboxing an NES Mini and just plugging it in.
No,
Period.
I get that. That's cool, but for practicality, I think it's
But
awesome.
why would I be
lot...
doing that if I'm buying it because it's an NES Mini? I wouldn't. Why wouldn't I already be buying Raspberry Pis and emulating games right now? It's because
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. That sounds great. Oh man,
That's
what's
a
the-
great
But-
idea.
I guess my point is I'm more on the buying the NES Mini over just like doing an emulation setup because I'm not looking to do an emulation setup. I just want a fucking mini NES. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And I'm not necessarily saying that it's even like if I wanted more games and shit, obviously I'd go for the other shit, but it's just not what I'm looking to get out of this product. And then as far as a game that I would put on there, and I'm honestly kind of surprised nobody said anything, and I would be interested to find out if the Famicom version is on the Japanese one, but Splatterhouse.
No,
Fuck,
they're
man.
Wonpaku
Wait,
Graffiti.
There's none on the NES. Splatterhouse isn't on the NES.
They
But
never
I'm just
added.
saying, I'm talking about Wonpaku Graffiti. Like, I know that this is American NES, but goddamn, that game is good, man.
They'd have to do so much editing to the sprites and stuff in that game to bring it over here, just to meet that whole religious standard and bullshit that
But I mean,
is
that's half the
different
fun
between
of it.
cultures.
Like, it's
No,
so
I-
kooky. It's just I
It
don't know.
would be awesome, dude. It's a solid game. It's a fun little fucking platformer, man.
It's one of those games where, and like I said, I collect Famicom over NES for a handful of reasons. It's one of those ones that I'm never going to be able to get. It's one of those ones that I would love to be able to pick up, like the Famicom Mini or the NES Mini, and see it on there. And I know it's not it's wildly unreasonable, but I think a lot of our choices were, they're personal choices. They're not necessarily reasonable.
Mine
that-
was based on
That
reason.
game was actually one of the only Splatterhouse games never to get a re-release.
It's
Only
you can play it on the PS3 360 Splatterhouse, can't you?
No, only the
It's
first
only
three.
Splatterhouse.
Oh,
1,
it's only
2,
the
and
first
3.
three.
It's not
Oh.
shoot.
This is the only one never to get a re-release outside of Famicom.
I'm still waiting for my copy of it. That was part of that repro.
It's a
order I
hidden
played
gem.
over a year ago that never
It's not a
came.
hidden gem. Everybody knows
No.
about it. It's a great
Because
game.
I mean, that's the
man.
other thing too. Is the other game I would pick, which once again, Japanese, not Englishly localized, would be fucking Sweet Home. Just because it'd be good RPG representation, good horror representation. You know what I mean? That, in my opinion, is an extremely
That
recognized.
could have been on
Capcom
the Famicom
representation.
one. That could have been on the Famicom one.
Like I feel like there's no, and admittingly there weren't a lot of them to begin with, but there's no like good horror representation. You know what I mean? Like it's all
Goblin's
pretty.
horror.
Castlevania.
I mean, we got horror.
But I
We
guess
got
I would consider
goblins.
Castlevania. Nothing in Castlevania is like, oh god.
Dracula. Come
It's
on.
Ghosts and
actually
Goblins.
scared
That's
of
our
Dracula.
spooky game.
Yeah, okay, I guess Ghosts and Goblins. Touche. That's what I would be put on there. And I will admit, I like that everybody over the course of this had a lot of different opinions on everything. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we all collect differently. I think we all represent a
And
different
dubious
branch
fuck
of
everything
collectors.
opinion.
Yeah, Dubious just fucking hates everything because he's a grumpy old Pete.
Yeah, I don't.
It's salty.
I'm surprised.
You guys
Dubious
think this will
like-
do anything to
anything.
pricing?
This
yeah.
podcast or wait, what?
No, the NES Mini.
The NES Mini. You would imagine that it'll bring prices down, right?
Up,
Like
On
that.
those on
up,
those
if
common
anything,
titles, I
because
would
after
think so.
after the same audience this is geared towards starts playing it, they're gonna want more Raspberry Pi. So they're gonna go out and seek actual NES hardware and start collecting these cartridges again.
Well,
I think they might, but then they'll realize, holy shit, this is expensive. Never
Right.
mind.
I have
Well,
a question for you guys. So that who amongst us has built their own PCs?
Technically, I have, but that was my first.
See, I would imagine that any of us who have built our own PCs would be kind of leaning towards the Raspberry Pi, where if you're more the person that would buy a PC, you'd lean the other way. But maybe I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong.
That
I
makes
mean, you
sense.
don't have to build the Raspberry Pi though. They
No,
already,
you just throw an
it's a
SD
box.
card in it, and then.
It's literally a box the size of a fucking pack of cigarettes. Like,
Well, a lot of times you just buy just the
This-
board.
We are
install
not
it wherever.
sponsored by Raspberry Pi. It's the devil.
You just don't like emulation. I just think overall,
don't. Hate it.
I think it's worth it if you want first-party Nintendo shit and you don't want to sink $1 million into collecting NES. That's the audience. It's targeted to people who like that. It's targeted to people who never got the experience. And I honestly think for the price point, I mean, sure, I would like it a lot more for those $40, but I think for $60, you're still getting a good deal. The hardware is good. You can use the controllers with the Wii U. It's honestly a pretty solid list of games.
It
unless
has
you're
more
JD
games than the
Lucas.
Wii U.
Yeah. Actually,
again,
I don't know.
though, at $5 a piece on the shop, you're still getting your money's worth.
it's true. It's true.
There's no real negative to it. I mean, you're not
No,
wasting.
no, there isn't.
Not wasting your money. It's just
Except
you
for,
want
you
to.
know,
Well, so here's the one thing that I guess would come up for me. So the average TV has 2 to 4 HDMI ports, right?
Mhm.
Is it worth using one of your
I'd say
HDMI
3
ports?
to 4. Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I know we're talking about HDMI ports, but this is my argument. On my fucking TV stand, I can only have 3 or 4 consoles plugged in because that's all there's space for, right? And my Super's plugged in. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So if it's games that I like, and a lot of these games I would be interested in playing, and a lot of these games I have played and like, then yeah, it's probably worth plugging in. The other thing too is size-wise, it's not like it's a huge pain in the ass to do.
It's not too much
either.
of an investment, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm a crazy monster, and I have almost 20 systems hooked up to one TV at my.
Yeah, you're fucking insane, dude. I remember your cord setup. It looks like goddamn labyrinth.
I don't know about you guys, but I remember switching the cords out of my TV for every system when I was a kid. So putting a new
what's the
one,
big deal? Just plug one out. You can do it.
not a big
Did
deal.
you just say plug one out? Jesus, Nico. But no, I think it's that it's not something that has a ton of intrinsic value in it. If it's something that appeals to you, it's probably worth the money. Plain and simple.
I want it.
Yeah,
I would buy it.
If you're the target audience for it, you're not going to be disappointed, I don't think.
I think at the end of this
no,
podcast,
after-
I'm going to order a Raspberry Pi.
That's
I think after
retarded.
this podcast,
You have
I'm
a
gonna
computer.
go order a blueberry cobbler, but I guess that's just me. This has been a particularly long episode. We ran over a little bit, but there was a bunch we needed to cover. There's a fuck ton of games on this list. But I would like to go around and give all of my wonderful, handsome, beautiful guests a chance to plug their social media handles and any projects that they would like to as well. And let's go ahead and start with the one, the only Nico the Wii Guy.
Oh boy, that's me.
Gotta open up his notepad. Hold up.
Let me
knows
see.
it's Nico. Oh, that's me.
You know it's me, Nico. But seriously, just type in the Wii Guy. You'll find me on Facebook and Twitter and probably all my YouTube stuff. But for the specifics, Wii Guy 39 for 8-bit stereo, Gaming Going Gone for original reviews and stuff, and the Wii Guy _GGG on Twitch because I stream and it's fun. Watch me. I make funnies and play games.
And you do stream a lot. If you like watching retro shit, Nico's a pretty damn good retro stream. I will admit that for sure. As much as I hate giving the boy any credit, I'm kidding, Nico. I love you. Don't hate me.
He
But
also has
it's
his-
shit.
He also has
It's all
this
good.
other channel where he does a lot of Let's Play stuff and reviews.
I just mentioned it.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you say it.
Gaming Going
I
On.
Well, I didn't hear you talk about U-Force or
Bit-
anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
you force it. Play the
That-
game.
Everybody, that's Nico's favorite show is Can You Force It? Because it's just fucking mad.
Can you
So,
force it?
Definitely check out Nico's stuff if you guys haven't. And then what about you, Mr. Dubiose?
Hi guys, it's Dubious Gaming Online on YouTube. Dubious Gaming on Twitter. Dubious Gaming on Twitch. I make videos, but not as often as I should.
And don't forget NES Cron.
Oh god.
NES Cron is a
The
big-
purveyor of NES chronology, your source.
Please give
It
For
would
a
not
chronological
be
look at
possible
all
without your
NES
fine
titles.
donations. Donate what you can.
Yeah, give me money on Patreon, bitches.
Jesus.
Give me money. That's what I'm just gonna say. Patreon. Give me money.
Just a picture of your open hand. Like,
It just says, fuck you, pay me.
I have more money than you,
God.
but I need more. Give
I'm
it.
supporting the patriarchy.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Oh.
Yeah, was there any videos or anything you wanted to plug Dubious? Sorry to
You know,
throw off
honestly, I've
the
been working so much lately, I haven't done anything. So, there's nothing worth plugging. Hopefully, NES Chronology comes back soon. I have about 3 episodes written.
It's true, and those should be coming back soon too, from what I understand. Some of
Actually, I have the next
conversations-
3 days off, so I probably will have one, maybe next week, Monday. Check back Monday.
Boom. There you go. And Nescron, come back Monday. You heard it here first, folks. Rewind, Mike. What about you?
Scrub one.
apparently Pop just canceled Nescron, so rest in peace.
We're playing both.
Yeah, I'm Rewind Mike on YouTube. You can find me as such on Twitter as well. I have a Facebook page. I'm actually pretty active on Twitter as well. I say a lot of stupid fucking shit. So if you want to, talk shit to me, go right ahead. I will give you shit back and have a lot of fun with it at the same time. But
Hell yeah.
I got the Konami, the NES series, which is a huge retrospective that covers all the Konami games that
80s and 90s.
on the NES in the 80s and 90s. Yes.
Pachinko machine.
Also, recently,
As a
I
kid
actually
growing
just put out
up.
a really cool
Buy the
video
glass
that
one.
is it's actually about Capcom released a home arcade system to compete with the AES in Japan, And I actually just put a video out about that, which is about like 12 minutes long. And I also review a game called Three Wonders as well, during the whole thing. So it's a lot of fun. It was really interesting to do. There was a ton of research that I put into it, and honestly, it was probably one of the most rewarding videos that I've ever made. So if you guys have a little bit of time, why don't you check out the channel and watch that video? I'm more than sure.
I'm definitely going to check it out, too, because like I said, I'm somebody... I know I mentioned it, but I really do love my fucking MVS. I love my Neo Geo. So.
Well, it's funny, too, because I was thinking about you when I was making the video, because obviously you got the whole home arcade thing. So
you just think about me a lot.
I was like, oh, man, he's going to love this episode when he actually gets around to watching.
Man, I saw a guy selling an MVS near me for $400.
Not to ruin it, but I didn't say it in the video. I forgot to mention it, but the thing that they actually gave you to plug controllers in, they're
not there anymore.
Damn. Well, I'm really excited to check it out, and if you guys in chat haven't seen it, definitely give that a peek too. What about you, Mr. Lucius T?
Well, thank you. I'm glad I told you to ask me what I'm doing. So I'm Lucius T, otherwise known as Lucius Showcase. That's the channel on YouTube, Twitter, or I just go by Luke. I just had a Noob Gamer come out where Jen goes one-on-one with the great one, Glass Joe. So if you want to see what happens, check it out. Now, if you'll notice, I look a little darker than usual. That's because I'm gearing up for the 25 Days of Lucius, where last year I did Jingle All the Way, and this year I'll be doing the greatest Christmas holiday action movie, which is Die Hard. So this is a little bit of Hans Gruber. That's what's going on right here. But
Very
yeah,
nice.
that starts up in December, 25 videos in 25 days. So get used to me, filling up your feed with stupid shit. I actually got a freaking realistic looking airsoft gun that so hopefully I don't end up getting arrested or anything. I'm just filming at the house, but you never know. All right, but yeah, that's what's going on.
And I'm excited for those. I fucking love all your Christmas shenanigans. They're always so absurd. So I'm glad the tradition continues. It's never a letdown. So that'll be very exciting. As far as myself is concerned, the easiest way to find me and anything I'm doing is always Twitter. That's the easiest way. So it's at NA1I is the handle there. Besides the Multitapped Podcast, I do 2 other podcasts a week with my buddy Veritech. On Mondays, we do Rightcast, which is a podcast focused on the game Battle Right, which I'm also working on a video right now that game is included in there as well. So if you haven't checked out Battle Right, please feel free to check out the show. And then on Fridays, I also do a podcast with him called The Guardians, which is kind of that's the big thing that I do. The Guardians is a podcast that focuses on the game Overwatch and all things related to it, casual, competitive, anything in the patch notes, things the developers are talking about, community art showcase, all of it. If it's fucking Overwatch, we talk about it. I don't want to spoil anything. This week's episode is going to be really good because we were out covering BlizzCon and we did a World of Podcasts while we were out there to meet and greet and stuff. So we're going to cover everything that happened at BlizzCon, as well as here in the next week or two, we will also be having a guest from Blizzard themselves joining us for an interview in the episode. So if you like Overwatch, feel free to check it out. And those are really everything that I have going on. God damn, Mike, you are absolutely ridiculous. That being said, though, I do want to thank all of my guests, as always, for being on here. This was a beast of an episode to tackle. Lots of content, lots of people I wanted to get on here. So thanks to each of you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I also would like to thank our audience for sitting here through this entire episode. We went over by quite a bit here. Looks like it was about 2 hours, 15 minutes, something like that. But like I said, bunch to cover, and especially when Mr. Dubious is calling every single game fucking trash except for Dungeons and Dragons. So,
Garbage.
thank you guys for sticking
Repo
with us.
fodder.
Very much appreciated. Oh my god, so many dead cartridges. But if you caught it live, thank you for joining us. Otherwise, you can find it on YouTube. There should be some audio eventually, all that jazz. So enjoy it there. As for my co-host and myself, thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.